Oh, my son, you should be ready to lay good foundation. Earlier the better. In the nearest future, you could be one of the leaders. So we pray. Amen. Oh, my daughter, you should be ready to lay good foundation. Earlier the better. In the nearest future, you could be one of the leaders. So we pray. Amen. To become a leader is not very easy. To become a man is not a day job. Everybody's ambition is to become a leader and to become a rich man. That is the struggle. So my son, you should be ready to lay good foundation. Earlier the better. In the nearest future, you could be one of the leaders. So we pray. Amen. Thank you, my brother. God bless you. So my daughter, you should be ready to lay good foundation. Earlier the better. In the nearest future, you could be one of the leaders. So we pray. Amen. To become a man is not a day job. To become a leader is not very easy. Everybody's ambition is to become a leader and to become a rich man. That is the struggle. So my son, you should be ready to lay good foundation. Earlier the better. In the nearest future, you could be one of the leaders. So we pray. Amen.
You are the pillar that holds my life. You are the pillar that holds my life. Master Jesus, you are the pillar that holds my life. Lily of the body, you are the pillar that holds my life. You are the pillar that holds my life. You are the pillar that holds my life. Lion of the night, you are the pillar. Chicago, you are the pillar. Daddy, you are the pillar that holds my life. Lion of Judah,
you are the pillar that holds my life.
walking the way.
You are the pillar that holds my life.
Hey, yeah.
Master Jesus, you are the pillar that holds
You
my
are,
life.
you are the
Master
pillar.
Jesus, you are the pillar that holds my life.
I said, Jesus, Tinubu, Calabati, Tinubu, Tinubu, Calabati, Tinubu, Ojobi, Tinubu, Calabao, Tinubu, Calabano, Tinubu, Calabati, Tinubu, Ojobi, Tinubu, Calabao, Chikadi, Tinubu, Calabao.
As well. Let's do this together. Who is Tinubu?
Well, the big question is, who is Bola Ahmed Tinubu? Who is Nigeria's current president? The answer to that question has continued to take a different turn following what could be termed a truth-finding expedition by PDP's presidential candidate at the 2023 general elections, Atiku Abubakar. The transcripts of proceedings were shared on social media, leaving many Nigerians even more confused regarding the following, of course. Is Bola Ahmed Tinubu the real name of Nigeria's president? Due to his age discrepancies, what is his true age? Was he born in 1952, 1954, or 1955? And also, what type of certificate did Bola Ahmed Tinubu submit to INEC? And why did he not request one from the Chicago?
The Chicago State University has vindicated Mr. Bola Ahmed Tinubu. We're talking of a man who has a penchant for lying and forgery. He didn't start today. You remember that when he wanted to be governor of Lagos State in 1998, it's the same.
All right, Mother Patricia, Mother Rita, thank you. God bless you all. Thank you.
Set of lies, issues of lies. And at that time, when Chief Gani Fahimi of blessed memory, may so rest in peace. And now, I think with what Atiku has done, he can truly rest in peace. You know, when he took him to court, at that point, Tokunbo Afikuyomi, who had nothing to do with the certificate, had to be made the fall guy. And I think that even affected his political career because he was a blossoming young man at that time who was growing politically. He had the clout, he had the friends, he had the political strength and everything. And he had the sagacity. Unfortunately, they tied into that certificate scandal and he had to be made the fall guy at that time. You know, nothing has changed about Bola Ahmed Tinubu. The issue is simple. Atiku did not go to the US court to search whether he went to the University of Chicago or not. After all, he didn't send him to university. We have no business with whether he went to the University of Chicago State University or not. That's not the issue. The issue is we are aware that he did not acquire a degree. And what is submitted to INEC was forged, fake. You understand? And he must have gotten it from Oluwole, somewhere in Oluwole. And thank God, coincidentally, one of his lawyers who represented him in Chicago, at the court in Chicago, his name is Oluwole. So interestingly, the issue is, even if you went to Chicago State University, either somebody can attend the university and maybe to go there to sell either going and aggregate bread, or he could sell corn and beans. That is business. We are saying that, look, you do not possess a certificate. And that position has been validated during deposition in the courts in the United States of America. Under oath, the registrar of the university, under oath, you need to underline that, under oath, admitted that, look, the document is submitted to INEC. It's not their document. They didn't authorize it. Now he was asked again, he was further probed, okay, what of the document, the certificate you gave to now Esquire, a lawyer to Atiku Abubakar under subpoena in 2022? And they said yes. That certificate existed in their file. And they now ask, do you keep records of anyone's certificates in maybe photocopies or other copies? And the school said no. The only record we keep are records of uncollected certificates, uncollected diplomas. So it means that the owner of that certificate did not collect his certificate. That is number one. So if the owner, whose name is Bola A. Tinubu, did not collect his certificate, where did Bola Ahmed Tinubu or Bola Adekunle Tinubu get his own certificate from? The answer is clear and unambiguous. So
is this implying, Mr. Shaibu, is this implying, or alleging that President Bola Ahmed Tinubu is different from Bola A. Tinubu that, the Chicago State University agrees attended their institution?
Of course, the FBI are going to do their job on Chicago State University, because even the transcript from the college, the high school he claimed to have attended, which they claimed the Bola Tinubu submitted to the university. The university didn't do what they call a KYS. They didn't do the thorough job, to check the veracity of the claims by the student. It has what we call sex, it's female. He claimed he attended government college, Lagos. Don't forget too that when Gani took him up in 1998, 1999, when he became governor in 1999 of Lagos State, he claimed at that time that he attended government college Ibadan. Now, when government college Ibadan denounced him, denied him, and told him, no, you were not our student, you have never been to this school, he retracted. And that is why we are not surprised too that while filling out his forms for the presidential election, he left the place for primary school, nil, secondary school, nil. That's high school in America. It's called the high school. Now, this time around, he used the certificate, a purported transcript from Southwest College. And the transcript says Bola A. Tinubu. What is letter A? Don't even forget too that we are Nigerians. I lived in Lagos all my life. Let me give you a classical example. My daughter's first name is Peniela. Her middle name is E, which is Eleojo, and it means gift from God. My name is Frank, and I spell it with a PH, which is P, and my middle name is Eleojo, and my surname is Shaibu, my daughter's name is Shaibu. My daughter is in a university in America today, not even by chance. You understand me? And the question is, So assuming but not considering that she is P.E. Shaibu and I'm P.E. Shaibu, I will just, as a university, because you just see P.E. Shaibu, you believe it is the Frank Shaibu? The answer is no. You must do your check. You must do your test. Now, the university could not even ascertain under cross-examination what the A, which is the middle name of, which your president calls Ahmed, what the A represents. Now, that result, purported result used in gaining entrance to the university, in the first place, shows that the sex is female. Not a problem. We didn't go for that. That was not what we didn't go on Fantasy Island. That's not what we were looking for. We knew what we were looking for. What we were looking for is the fact that did you issue in the certificate that is submitted to INEC? The answer is no. If the answer is no, which they gave to us under cross-examination, what it means is that where did he get it from? Only of course. He clearly went to Government College, Lagos. In his form, the form that was given to us by the university, the Chicago State University. Now, a man says he went to Government College, Lagos and graduated in 1970. The same man did not know that, look, I am a teacher. I am a teacher and a school owner. In the first place, let me tell you something. He submitted an A-level certificate from Cambridge. Before you can do Cambridge A-level, you must have finished high school, minimum of 2 years. So if he said he graduated from Government College, Lagos in 1970, and his Cambridge A-level certificate is in 1970 as well. That on its own is a misnomer. It is mysterious. It is practically impossible for you to finish high school, that is secondary school in Nigeria, which is either grade from 5 at that time, because they spent 5 years at that time. Not now when we now spend 6 years, when kids now spend 6 years in school. Now, if he spent 5 years in college, that is in secondary school at that time, and finished in 1990, it is practically impossible for him to write the A-level Cambridge in the same year. Not possible. Don't forget too that Government College Lagos was not established until 1974. How can a man graduate before his school was established? Is it Jesus?
All right.
What kind of thing is that?
I confirm that for us.
I want to authoritatively tell you that he will be thanking.
All right. Thank you very much, my people. I appreciate you all. I would like us to quickly move on out of this. In case you want to watch the full video, you can go to News Central, and listen more on what they have to say there. But meanwhile, let's quickly listen to what OG Okpe have to say in a continuous saga concerning Bola Ahmed Tinubu forgery certificate in CSU. Thank you.
Nika Oji Okpe with stories trending around the world. Hello, Ginex.
You are back, Dr. Vati. Good morning. How are you? We missed you on Friday. How is it going?
I'm fine.
Good morning, Ayomide.
Good morning.
You know, I have to call you every Monday. I'll call you Ayomide. I love you. Take that. Good morning, Rafai. How are you this morning? Perfect. Well, all right. All right. Good morning to you, viewers. Let's begin what's trending. The Socio-Economic Rights and Accountability Project over the weekend faulted the warning issued to the Arise News channel by the National Broadcasting Corporation over an alleged violation of the Nigeria Broadcasting Code. The Director General of NBC, Balarabe Ileila, issued the final warning to Arise, stating that the Commission had observed with concern the preponderance of incendiary remarks by guests featured on Arise News. One of the guests referred to in the letter is a spokesperson of the Labour Party, Kenneth Okonkwo, who appeared on Newsday on October. NBC stated in the letter that Okonkwo used derogatory remarks on air. Well, in response, Okonkwo, in a lengthy post on Instagram, described the letter as an outright infringement of his fundamental human rights as guaranteed by the 1999 Constitution, and that the import of the letter was to intimidate him and Arise News. Well, Serap has urged the NBC to withdraw the said final warning to Arise. Otherwise, the Commission will be charged to court. Well, in the meantime, the presidential candidate of the People's Democratic Party, Atiku Abubakar, has alleged that the Tinubu administration has already perfected an elaborate and sinister plot to gag the media ahead of the release of the records containing the president's alleged criminal investigations by the Federal Bureau of Investigation. In a statement by his special assistant on public communication, Frank Shuaibu, Atiku stated that the Tinubu administration had become frustrated with the Chicago State University scandal and that it was planning a massive offensive in the coming days. Atiku explained that the threat by the National Broadcasting Commission to sanction Arise News was only a tip of the iceberg, and added that the NBC had been watching as Tinubu's media platforms like TVC have been constantly attacking him and have refused to even air opposition views. Atiku also stated that back in February, the NBC tried to show a bit of fairness and fined TVC for unprofessional broadcasts, including the airing of the Joint Media Directorate of the APC Presidential Campaign Council press briefing, where Festus Keyamo said Obasanjo and Atiku ran a criminal enterprise and an empire of fraud in Abuja. But that since Tinubu became president on May 29th, the NBC has become more partisan than ever. Over to you, Rufai. I mean, what is good for the goose is good for the gander, isn't it?
For the goose is sauce for the gander.
Yeah.
Real quickly. So, generally speaking, there should be a great deal of media regulation in Nigeria. But what I'll suggest is the way we are doing it is not the right way. In a country where you have a media regulation that directly has a direct line to the government, it's not going to give you a fair media. What we should do is have like a consultative forum where there's a chair anyway, but this consultative forum should have people from different interest groups in society, and they should be the one to review every decision and met out every action by the media regulators. With that, you have a lot of fairness. If you had seen, there's been a lot of articles written over the weekend as regards what happened to Arise on the final warning letter. Because I make bold to say, this is the same country we were in, that a state broadcaster broadcasted a coup on television. An election had not been completed. The acceptance speech of somebody was read. You wonder, didn't they have an editorial department? And it was broadcast on TV and we didn't see any big fines come down. The other TV station that was mentioned, I'm sure you know what happened. In fact, in the NBC letter, they said that in a 20 news bulletin or 30 news bulletin, about over 15 or 16 of them was for a certain political party. The opposition had no voice at all. Furthermore, in all of this rigmarole as regards the electoral process, the EU reports adjudge Arise to be the most fair and the most balanced out of all the media houses. When you see the catchment as regards the disposition on who were given, which kind of view were given sides. And it's in the EU report. Go check me. Don't take my word for it. Go to the EU report. But most importantly, we have also had many faux pas. And I'll go back to the case of NSAS. I remember I did ask a very pertinent question. 3 TV stations were fined by the regulators under Mr. Armstrong Idacha back then. And I did ask, what did the NBC use to authenticate the videos that they say were not true, that were fake videos? Till today, there's no technology as regards that they came out in their position for. But most of those videos were verified by various verification tools out there because it was online, it was digital. I think what we should do is we should make a National Broadcasting Commission more independent of the government. Because you see, if you still have it in such a way that it's couched that the minister can just make a ring and says, oh, look at them, you will have cases of not being fair. Furthermore, they talked about the election campaign today. They talked about the case of Dino Melai and all of that. I remember, and they said we put it back on watch. I remember how we berated Dino Melai here on What's Trending and said what he did was. But you see, the funny, they don't see it. But a presidential candidate of a certain political party said all sorts of words like, oh, labor in vain, this one, just lie statistics and all of that. And it was shown on TV and we didn't see. A vice presidential candidate of a political party at some point called the sitting vice president ice cream seller in this country. We didn't see all of that. All we just want for is a great deal of fairness. But in this iteration of what the NBC is, you can't have that level except we have a consultative body that reviews every media decision in the country. Right. That's just it. But as regards the feedbacks we'll take our feedbacks and introspect. President Atiku Abubakar over some of the utterances he made last week at the World Press Conference over President Bola Tinubu's certificate saga. In a statement last week, Thursday, the APC said the press conference lacked purpose and delivered nothing except a pitiful regurgitation of lies, mindless distortions, and deliberate falsehood and the infantile obsession with the academic record of Bola Tinubu and President and Commander-in-Chief of Armed Forces of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. However, the former vice president and presidential candidate in the 2023 election says he will not back down from the Supreme Court until the Supreme Court delivers its final judgment in the case. So joining us now is Michael Achimogu, Senior Media Assistant to Aviation Minister.
Okay, I'll pause it right there. Do you guys remember this guy? This is the same guy that released series of audios during the time of the presidential campaign, and he was fighting Atiku, saying that he was one of the aides of Atiku in the past. You know, you guys remember he was in the exile that time, but now, guess what? He's back. He's now in APC camp. If you and I would think that then, when this guy was fighting, he was actually fighting for a better Nigeria. He wanted Nigeria to be better. We never knew that we have many youth like this that is fighting for their own selfish interest in pretense that they are fighting for a better Nigeria. I've talked about this so many times. You know, when they have the opportunity to switch, they switch straight away. As we speak right now, this guy is now a special advisor to Festus Keyamo. He's now working for Tinubu and Tinubu camp, Festus Keyamo and co and all of them. This is the same guy. We understand they have always been against Atiku. That is not my issue right here. My issue here during that time, I thought he was fighting for a better Nigeria. But I was surprised today to see this guy on air. But another thing that will surprise you on this video, you need to see how Arise team, all of them, both Rufai, Abati, Ayo, how they eat this man, they eat him. The guy doesn't even have anything to say. Let's listen to this.
Let's be able to talk about these things, SAM. Michael Achimogu.
Yes, sir.
Before you proceed, please check the private chat. I think, parallel fact, they're trying to interview J. Coyden on Hex. Check the private chat. Live interview.
Just for full disclosure, you were the one that released an audio recording with the conversation you had with former Vice President Atiku Abubakar leading up to the election. So I see that you're working for Festus Keyamo now. So, I mean, what's your reaction to all of this matter?
Good morning, Rufai.
Morning, sir. Yeah.
It's nice to speak with you.
Bless you.
Yes. Yeah, for disclosure, yes, I was the author of the Atiku Gate saga. I was a former media aide to the former vice president. And yes, I now work with Festus Keyamo in the capacity that you have announced. I have always looked at this Chicago State University thing from just two perspectives. You know, the first is that the only authority that can verify the president's studentship and graduation from that institution is CSU itself and nobody else. I want to believe that that is why the journalists and the former vice president himself wrote to the school, because only they can tell, you know. And the second perspective is, what is the scope of the petition before the Supreme Court now? How will the Supreme Court interpret what is the evidence before them? You see, in these two scenarios, public opinion doesn't really matter much. And that is why, as an individual, I haven't really said much about it, because if you recall, the judge in the US did mention, you know, that they have received emails from Nigeria, but reiterated that ruling.
All right, guys. We have J. Coyden that I would like us to follow up with. This breaking news. Let's quickly follow up with the Twitter right now to see what they're talking about concerning Tinubu certificate. You remember J. Coyden was one of the people that exposed Tinubu not long. We also talked about it here. Let me quickly bring his voice in. Let's take it here together. God bless you all.
96.
Okay.
And then I was at CSU 97, 98, 99. I did not officially graduate because I left school early.
Got it. So on September 22, 2023, you stated definitively in your publication that Tinubu's certificate is fake. What made you conclude that?
I could look at it. I've seen enough Chicago State diplomas. I have at least 4 family members that graduated from Chicago State. Many of my friends who I was there with, they graduated. I see their certificates almost every day if I go to their house. You know, certain schools just have a certain look to the diploma, and certain things just immediately will stand out at you. And I mean, the dead giveaway was obviously the year, the 1979 year. And then I saw the president who was the president when I was there. And that immediately just made me laugh. Because I was like, I know Elnora Daniel did not sign something in 1979. So I mean, it just immediately stood out. You know, it was quite obvious when I really looked at it. It didn't take that long. And then I looked over it more and more and more. And like I say, I covered Chicago State a lot. So I was like, oh, wow, this could be, you know, a very interesting story. Let me just write something like this up. I did not know it was going to be as big as it was. And I have learned a lot about Nigerian law in the last 2 weeks since this story has really broke. But basically, I could just tell right away. I think most people can over here in the United States, because you know what your school diploma kind of looks like, and you can tell when something is off about it.
So how did you get in? How did you?
I'm coming. Let me just ask him one question that will just lead to a prelude. It wasn't on our list, but Mr. Coyden, how did you come to find out about this whole Tinubu issue? What was going on in Nigeria? How did it spark your interest? What did you read or something? How did you find out about this whole issue?
That was actually the question I was going to ask.
Oh, we're in the spirit then. Thank you, my sister.
Yeah, so I actually had a source, one of my confidential sources. When I'm constantly looking for stories, I had a confidential source who said, hey, there is something big coming up with Nigeria in the court system in Chicago. And I was like, well, give me a little bit more detail. And they said, well, the president is trying to release records. So my source speaks English is not their first language. So a lot of it was kind of lost in transition, what they were telling me. So I thought they were telling me the president was releasing like music records. Like he was a musician, like right, records. So I was like, the president of Nigeria is releasing records? Well, that's kind of a unique story. I don't know why he's going to court about it. But and then once I was like, oh, I started looking to confirm what my source told me, and I looked up the federal court because I thought it was like a music infringement case or something like that. And I was like, oh, wait a minute. This is about academic records in Chicago State, not music records. And that's how I learned about it.
You probably thought he stole a Chief Keef sample.
Right. Right. Something from Kanye or something. I didn't know what was going on. And, you know, that's when I actually physically pulled up the case. I was like, oh, it's an academic case. Oh, it's about a diploma and a fake diploma. And then I was like, oh, okay, I'm all in on this one. So that's how I found out about it.
Interesting. And I'm just going to ask one question before I give N6 the microphone again. So in your write-up, you mentioned Dr. Neva Lubin as the president of the board of trustees on the fake diploma. Who was the president of CSU, or Chicago State University, in 1979?
The president was Mr. Alexander. That's what I have written in the Mr. Alexander. He was the first African-American president of the university at that time. And that's, you know, kind of why I knew that one off the top of my head, because it was such a big deal when he became president. And he became president, I want to say in 1975, just 4 years prior to the 1979 controversy that we're talking about today. Previously to that, all the presidents of Chicago State University were white, and they were white men.
Okay. N6, over to you.
All right, then. I want to also go into some details because I needed to understand, Mr. Coyden. Democracy was hijacked in Nigeria, and a lot of lies are being sold to the Nigerian people about this entire issue. Matter of fact, it is being heavily downplayed by the presidency to the point that they are actually coming out to say that there is no issue here, the certificate is not fake, yada, yada, yada. I really need you to know how serious this matter is in Nigeria and for Nigerians. So, my third question. Your write-up mentioned that Dr. Niva Lubin, listed as the president of the board of trustees for the CSU on the fake diploma submitted by Bola Tinubu, did not join the board until 1996. Now, could you help me provide more context to why this is a discrepancy?
So I can tell you it's a discrepancy because in 1979, Dr. Niva Lubin was a medical student at Southern Illinois University, which is in Carbondale, Illinois. And she was actually in a class with one of my family members.
So definitely she was not in any capacity to be signing anybody.
She technically wasn't even a doctor yet. She was still in the medical school at Southern Illinois University. And from what I was told, she was brilliant at Southern Illinois University in that she completed like her medical program in 3 years. She was one of the very bright ones in that class. Dr. Niva Lubin also grew up in the same community that I grew up in Chicago. We probably were only like a mile or two apart. I did not know her, but like I said, she was in medical school with one of my family members. And when my family member read my story, they laughed and they called me. Because they said, well, I went to school with Niva. I know where she was in 1979. She was literally with me in class. So, yeah, that's definitely a true story there.
So, random question, just a side question. Would you know if Dr. Niva Lubin is still alive?
She is still alive today. She's very active here. She just closed she ran a private practice for almost 30 years. What she has done now, she's kind of transitioned her career in that she's gotten into more public health and into more kind of political public health as well, political public health issues. She has recently served in the state of Illinois on our public health department. She had a role in helping to try to keep us safe during COVID. She was kind of part of that crew, but right now she does kind of like a lot of political lobbying. I know at one point
she's basically still alive.
Oh yeah, she's definitely alive. She's running for Congress.
Could you do me a favor?
So, yeah.
Could you do me a favor,
Sure.
Mr. Coyden? Could you help me trace this lady or reach out to her? Please make her understand that on the certificates of the president of Nigeria, who claims to have graduated in 1979, her name is signed on that certificate. But as at the time, the president of Nigeria is claiming that she signed that certificate, she was still a medical student. Please, if this woman is still alive, we would like to interview her, or you help us with this interview to please help us find out, or at least enlighten her, that her name is being used for such fraud today in Nigeria. Is this possible? Is this something you could help us with?
Well, she already knows. This story, it's out here in Chicago. I've tried to contact Dr. Lubin myself. It's actually Lubin Johnson now. She got married, so her last name is now Johnson. I've tried to contact her. She doesn't want to really talk about this right now. This is what I'm gathering. I don't know if that means she is weighing her options and if she's possibly going to file a lawsuit, or I don't know if she just is not interested.
Tell her Bola Tinubu is a billionaire in dollars.
Yeah.
If she files a lawsuit, there's a lot to be made.
So I mean, everybody understands who they're dealing with here. I'm sure she's not happy about this. She could be just weighing her options right now, but I'm not sure. I have reached out to her. I've also tried to reach out to Dr. Elnor Daniel, but those of you who've been following me on Twitter and who are joining in now know that I don't have the best relationship with my former president. Because she herself, when she was the president of Chicago State, was doing some things that I was writing about with her. So I'm not her favorite person. And in the article that I just released in the last half hour, I go into a lot more details in terms of a lot of these scandals that have taken place at Chicago State that I personally know about, ones that I have written about as a journalist, and just ones that I have known about. So I definitely am probably the most knowledgeable journalist you're going to ever speak to on anything about Chicago State. Because frankly, just not a lot of the journalists here in Chicago cover Chicago State. They tend to cover more the University of Chicago. They tend to cover DePaul. They cover Loyola. They cover Northwestern. They cover the bigger schools. And I just have to be completely honest with you. They cover those schools because they are mainly white, and Chicago State is mainly black. So Chicago State does not get a lot of media coverage. And their student population now has also gotten so small. At last count, they only had 1,600 students at Chicago State. When I was a student there back in the late 90s, we had closer to probably 8,000. So you can see how bad of a situation it is for Chicago State right now. And obviously this situation is not helping with their image.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, sir. Gloria, let me just ask him the last question and then I'll pass it off to you.
Okay.
So thank you very much, sir. What you have helped us establish now is that one of the easiest proofs that Bola Tinubu's certificate is fake is that the Lubin lady who signed his certificate as at 1979 could not have signed it because she was even a medical student and way much younger and not in that position. So that has been established. Now, I want to ask you a question. Contrary to the information on Bola Tinubu's fake diploma, who then was the president of CSU in 1979, the actual name that should have been on an original certificate from that era? That's my final question.
Yeah,
Gloria,
from that era, you should see Dr. Alexander's name, without a doubt. He was, as I said before, I would definitely say it again to make sure that everybody understands this. He was the first black president of Chicago State. He was the first black president. We did not have a black president before he got there. So he was definitely the first black president. That's how we all know about him. Because when you go into Chicago State, just like many universities in the United States, at least when you're a freshman, you kind of have to go through like that freshman intake program where you get a lot of background on the school, a lot of history on the school. And just Dr. Benjamin Alexander is one of the names you just learn right away because they're going to talk about him an awful lot. So that's whose name should have been on a diploma from 1979.
Thank you very much, Jerry. Now, during a recent interview, you mentioned that you weren't surprised that the sacked Chicago State University president is involved in Tinubu's certificate issue. Why did you express this sentiment? And could you specify the president's name, please?
Dr. Eleanor Daniel. Are you talking about the name that's on the fake certificate?
The CSU president who was sacked. You mentioned that you weren't surprised that the CSU president is involved in Tinubu's certificate issue.
I'm not.
Do you remember? Do you remember expressing that you're not surprised that the president is involved in this certificate issue?
That Nigeria's president? Oh
yes. Or no. The CSU president, the Chicago State University.
Well,
president.
no, I mean the university as the whole, not just the president. I'm not surprised that the university as a whole is not involved in this, and that is because the record keeping at Chicago State is not good. It's not good at all. It's complete chaos. So in the second story that I wrote a few days ago, I last week visited the university archives, The university archives is where you will have all the old yearbooks. You will have newspapers from the school. It basically, it's an archive in the history of the school. Well, when I went there, it was complete chaos. Stuff is all over the place. Nothing is in order. The old newspapers, for instance, are not being preserved correctly. So they're turning that yellow color. You know how newspapers will turn yellow as they get older and they sit out in sunlight. Right. You've got that going on. There was only one person working there in the archivist, and he just got there 2 months ago. And he's the only employee in that area. So just that tells you how they're running their operations at Chicago State. And so when I say I'm not surprised that Chicago State is involved in this, it is because I know how that university operates. And it does not run the way a typical American university run. It's very disorganized. It's got a lot of dysfunction, and you can blame that on the current board of trustees and the current president there, President Scott. But this is something that you see that goes from generation to generation with Chicago State. It's never really stable. Things are always done in the most difficult, arduous way. And so it does not surprise me that they would be somehow caught up, mixed up, involved in this thing, because there's been so much scandal there in the past. And I documented and posted that story today on just the number of scandals that I personally know about or that I've personally written about. And for example, they just had one of their professors who was also an interim dean. She just got released from prison a few months ago because she had stolen some money that was meant for the pharmacy program to help get more Black American and Latino American students into the pharmaceutical programs. They found out that she was stealing the money, close to $650,000 exactly. She was arrested by the FBI. She was charged, she was found guilty, and she was convicted. And she just spent 13 months in prison. So that when I say I'm not surprised, I'm talking about the school as a whole, because there is so much corruption that has taken place there. There is so much theft that has taken place. Wow. Just complete chaos and dysfunction. So none of that surprises me. And I'm not just saying that from a personal level. I'm saying it because it's been documented.
Wow.
So thank you for that insight. Are there other scandals and academic irregularities that CSU has been known for?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. And that's one of the things that I wrote about today in my most recent article that people can read on jcoydenreports.com. The one I just dropped a little while ago. The title of it is My Documented Dysfunction of Chicago State. I can tell you about 10 years ago, they had an academic scandal where there were some students, I'm not sure how many, but there was a significant amount of students who had a grade point average below 1.8. So according to Chicago State's own policies, they cannot just register those students into class the next semester. They're usually put on either academic probation or suspension. There's some things that they're required to do before they can register again. Some of the students had a grade point average almost of a 0, which means that they were getting all Fs, yet they were able to re-register in classes. So this was found out by another news media organization, and the president at that time was a gentleman by the name of Wayne Watson. And they went to him and said, hey, how is this happening? How are these students getting in the classes when they're not even qualified to be here anymore? And so then they rectified the problem. My suspicion, though, is that because that was when the student population started to drop at Chicago State, that they were just trying to keep as many people in the school as they could because they don't have a lot of money as it is. And they wanted to keep, you know, their student population numbers up so that they can continue to get money from the federal government, so that they can continue to get tuition money, even though many of the students there are on financial aid. But, you know, if you don't have the students, you're not bringing in the money. And if you're not bringing in the money, then how can you pay your employees? You know, how can you pay the bills? How do you keep the lights on? How do you keep the heat on? This is Chicago. In the wintertime, you have to have heat. There's always like something going on, but I definitely, you know about the academic scandal as well. So.
Got it. Okay. Now, some may argue that transcripts are more recognized in America than diploma certificates. Do you agree with this?
Absolutely. Transcripts are what are recognized. So I think one of the things that people are not need to understand about American culture, your diploma is a certificate. It doesn't mean anything. If your employer is looking to hire you and they need proof that you graduated from an institution, they're going to request your transcripts, the actual transcripts from the school that you claim you attended, got a certificate from, graduated from, whatever. The transcripts are what do it. And here's the reason why. Because in the United States, it is completely legal to purchase a fake diploma. I'm going to say that again. It is legal in the United States for you to manufacture, for you to purchase, for you to have and put up on your wall. It is nothing illegal about that. It is not a crime. Now, if you do it and you get a job and your job finds out that you're really not qualified, they're probably going to fire you. They're going to terminate your employment. But it's not something they can throw you in jail for because it is not illegal. And so one of the things that I'm hoping for is that as this situation with the president of Nigeria has now come out, that our politicians, our Congress people will take a look and say, you know what, maybe we shouldn't allow some of these businesses to operate if people are going to use these false documents in other countries. We could be causing greater harm around the world. Now, that's me being very optimistic on our politicians, but you can definitely see by allowing these type of businesses to operate, what type of chaos it can cause in other countries. Individuals in the United States who, Nigerian Americans, who are upset with this whole situation, and perhaps they are organizing to file some type of class action lawsuit against Chicago State to try to get some more answers. That's just something I'm hearing from a lot of people. But as of now, nothing has been filed. So.
Oh yeah, I know
Okay.
about the lawsuit. I'm just asking, like, generally Nigerians in Nigeria. So can they? So let me put it this way. So basically, the two major people they can direct their complaints to is JB Prisker.
Yeah,
and Raul.
Those
right?
are your two highest. Those are like two
brilliant.
highest ones, Jim. Them are two highest ones. Yep.
All right. Cool.
Yep.
All right. Thanks. I hope we can get a coffee over here
Yes,
sometime
no problem,
very
bro.
soon. Bye.
All right, Mr. Gospel, are you?
All right, thank you very much, my people. Let's move on from here. Let's start talking. I just posted out a link in case you have anything you want to say about what we've listened to so far. We never planned for this, but it's very, very important information that Mr. J. Coyden just came in to pass here to every one of us across the globe. Thank you very much, my people, for your patience. I would like us to quickly add this to it so that this is part of our title, that we presented earlier on. So it would be wrong for us not to at least showcase it here. Let me quickly put this on screen, this article right here, to tally with what we've presented from day one. Please press on the like button, my people. We have over 1,000 people watching us across, and let our voices go far. As you can see right there, I'm just going to take, because of time now, I'm just going to take on the headline. Tinubu certificate, 107 senators urge and caution rule of law as Keyamo and Atiko disagree. Okay, I'd like to quickly, disturbed by the tension trailing President Bola Tinubu, Chicago State University, CSU certificate controversy, 107 non-serving senators have called for caution, respect for the rule of law, and principles of justice in handling the issue. So, although there's more interesting there, but I'm not going to take it because of time. But I would like to also quickly take this one here. In case it's not up to you what you want to. I can see people on the back. Don't worry, I'll add you shortly. Let me quickly just take this, to tally everything up. This one is another good news that we all talked about in the past. As you can see right there, this is it. Breaking news: court sentences police officer who by the Bolanle Rahim to death by hanging. This one happened today. You guys remember this case? We all followed it up. I think it happened during the time last year, December. This woman was pregnant, and this useless man, take her life and the unborn baby. So today, he was sentenced to death by hanging. So it's a good news for everybody that actually voiced out, on behalf. Okay, let me quickly bring this one here, which is the last article that I have for you guys here. Let me quickly just put it right here. Please bear with me for those of you on the backstage. This is the last one. As you all can see, this one is not good at all. This is the Tinubu's son. According to the newspaper right there, what's the name of the newspaper? Premium Times. Tinubu's son abuses public asset, flies presidential jet to watch polo. So the presidential jet, now Tinubu Peking, can they use now to go the watch sport and all that, So people are already complaining. But people that supported APC, this is what you wanted and you are getting it. Because I've asked this question several times. Why are you supporting satanic APC? Why are you supporting Tinubu? And all of this is what you've called for, and you are getting it while you are dying in penury. So I would like to quickly move on by, I have a couple of people in the backstage. Let me bring them in. I have Mr. Frank Emmanuel. Then I have Mr. Jonathan Kingsley with us. So thank you very much. All right. I would like to quickly, let me see. Do we still have more? Okay, that is it. Okay, yes, I have one more. Then there's a revelation that came out today, although unverified. That breaking news: Wole Soyinka was rusticated and didn't graduate from UI Obaseki review. The director of research and strategy of the People's Democratic Party (PDP) has revealed that Nobel Prize winner Professor Wole Soyinka attended the University of Ibadan. But he did not finish. He did not. It was rusticated and all that. So I have the full story here, but I don't want to take it. I just wanted all to take everything half, so that we can quickly move on. But somebody actually responded by saying that, so Professor was busy forming a cult group and forgot to graduate. I have more reaction. Like I said, we're not going to take that anymore. That was not the original plan. The original plan for me to take everything, but we need to start talking right now. Thank you very much, my people, for your time with us. God bless you now. I'd like us to start talking right now. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to every one of you right there listening to me, and those of you on the comment section. I appreciate every one of you wonderfully. And I would like to appreciate Dr. Alexander Gomez. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you, JTD. God bless you. I appreciate you all. Guys, please press on the dollar sign. I understand that some of you don't press on the dollar sign anymore. What is happening? Have we offended you in any way? Remember, we're fighting for a Nigeria, a better Nigeria. We are not here to please any political parties. We are not here, to sit on the fence as well. We are here to say it how it is. We want a better Nigeria. Press on the dollar sign. Support what we are doing. Encourage what we are doing here. Press on the dollar, the like button as well. Currently, We have 388 likes. Thank you very much for those of you that have liked. We have over 1,000 people listening to us right now. If we can take that like to at least a minimum to 600, that would be nice. Continue to press on the like button. Your thumbs up is very, very important to us for our voices to go far. Thank you. Then I'll call on the first person that we have on the panel today. The first person that joined us today was Madarita. Was it Madarita? No, it was not Madarita.
Well, Madam Patricia, and before
Madam
me.
Patricia. Yes,
Yeah.
Madam Patricia. Madam Patricia, are you available to speak right now, or you want me to skip you for now? Okay, Madam Patricia is not there right now. So I'll go to Madam Rita. Madam Rita, please speak to us, then I'll come to give us a mandate. Thank you very much, my people. I appreciate you.
All right.
Madam.
All right. Thank you very much, Mr. Elvis. Good afternoon to everyone and Mommy Diaspora. It's just this information is just overwhelming. Okay, I'm just going to talk about the lady who died, the lawyer that was pregnant with twins last year. May her soul rest in peace. I'm happy there's justice. But however, I know that the lawyers of that police officer would go and appeal. That's what they would normally do, and then he will be on death row. I can say, I don't think with the Nigerian system, I don't think that man will be sentenced to death like just the way it was. It's just written on paper because we still have Evans the kidnapper still there. We still have Mr. What's that man? This is Mr. Oji that was, doing what he was doing with human body parts. So he's still alive. They're still in jail. So this is I just think it's ceremonial. But the fact that the courts have sentenced this man, and and we have seen what the result is. But in the end, are they really going to implement what they've written? That's a question for another day. But however, I wish the family of that lawyer, peace, and just closure, anyway, may her soul rest in peace, and may her children soul rest in peace. For the people complaining about CSU Tinubu using the private jet and all that to go and watch polo game or basketball game or whatever, all of them should enter house. We're not ready to hear all those complaints. We don't. If it's coming from the obedient, as an observation to say this is waste of public funds and all that. But if we look at it in another way, anybody who's if somebody's parent is in a high public office like being the president, definitely all his family members will be protected by the state anywhere they go. But using public using the airline that's supposed to be conveying the president is a different kettle of fish. When the president is not in that airline, when he's not in use, is another kettle of fish. But Nigeria is a society where anything goes for anything. And the person that we are talking about, the fake Bola Ahmed Tinubu now, who is the annex select president, he can do anything he likes. So all these complaints is going into thin air, as far as I'm personally concerned. That's my opinion. So they should enter house if majority of them are shouting, Sheyi is entry private jet and all. Please, we don't even hear that. Right now, what we're focusing on is this man needs to be ousted. This apparition, in the corridors of power in Aso Rock should be ousted because he's a foreigner. We don't know him from Adam. And then what Mr. J. Coyden, I just want to say, God bless that man. And, sometimes God brings certain people to your life for a reason and for a face. This man was destined to, I'm talking about J. Coyden now. He was destined to bring more light into this matter. And I know that there are more people, they don't necessarily have to be Nigerians, that are going to help Nigerians, to end this fiasco of rascality, in the camp of, in the person of Bola Ahmed Tinubu, the fake one. With all the information he gave and all the explanation that he gave, I just think that at this point, Nigerians, we should, for me, there are just two things I'm going to talk about here, based on what Mr. J. Coyden said. The first one is, how are we going to make the American system, through the governor of Illinois, that's J.B. Prescott, that's what he said, and also Kwame Raoul, I think it's Raoul, the Chicago, Illinois Attorney General. We need to, what our job is now is we need to start writing to them or have a class action lawsuit talking about this issue. We need their help. Let us just admit it. We need the help of the American justice system, the American system itself, to bring a complete end to this story. Apart from the FBI files of Bola Ahmed Tinubu, this certificate issue, it hasn't ended. And I just want to make something clear. everybody who is listening, especially those who are making excuses for this grandmaster of forgery and criminality, one thing needs to be clear. This matter, it will never go away. No matter what the Supreme Court says, whatever their judgment might be, it would never, ever go away. Even if you're a supporter or you're sitting on the fence, you're making comments, or you're trying to give excuses, this matter will never go away. My personal experience with people who have been, people who I thought the respectable people in the society, significantly older than me, that I liaise with, and majority of them giving excuses. What they have said now is that, oh, we are spewing so much hatred, the story is just becoming too much. So my answer to them is like, is it that the truth is so painful? Now you just have to look at it in such a way that it's now like, why are you hating on this man? Even if we have consistently said it's not about Peter Obi, it's not about being the Obi, it's about Nigeria. It's about the future and the soul of Nigeria. So what they do now, they've said we are rude. We don't know how to talk, we shout, we are fascists, we are very bitter. Now it's like the hatred is too much on this man. They're not trying to personalize it. Please, my people, do not be cajoled. If somebody responds to you and tell you that the hatred people have for this man is too much, or they'll tell you, oh, because he's a Yoruba man and because I'm a Bini woman, that is why I'm saying it, because he's not my Yoruba brother. Tufiakwa. I know the real Yoruba men. The real Yoruba man, REAL in capital letter, the real men, like Pa Adebanjo, Dele Farotimi, give us our mandate, and many other real Yoruba men now that are listening to the sound of my voice will know that it's not about being tribal. We know that it's not that I hate Bola Ahmed Tinubu or whatever his name is, or I hate the man that calls himself Bola Ahmed Tinubu, Adekunle. That is not the point. The real people know the truth. Because if someone like Pa Adebanjo, with his age and experience about Nigeria, even as a country, the renaming of Nigeria and how we got our independence, he's still alive. And he's sitting down to talk about the truth, about the issues of what we are facing today, from the constitution to even the person that APC is supporting. If a man like that, the same Yoruba man speaking up like that, is telling us the truth, then please shield your sword. Those of you who are saying because it's an Igbo thing, or now maybe they're afraid to say it's a Bini thing, because Mr. Naja, what is a Bini man and I'm a Bini woman. I'm waiting for that person to say it, because Pa Adebanjo, who is one of the greatest Yoruba man that is still alive today, one of the greatest Yoruba man that is still alive today, is saying that this man is a fraud. He's saying that this man, does not fit to even be a local government chairman, not to talk of being a president of over 200 million people. If a Yoruba man is saying that, he's a Yoruba man like Pa Adebanjo does not believe in the local mentality, or it is our turn, it's our tribe's turn mentality. If a man like that, I'm just using him, I'm not even using Dele Farotimi now. There's a reason why I'm using Pa Adebanjo, and I know some of you know why. If a man like that, whose head is screwed in the right direction, who he does not have amnesia, who doesn't even have the mental illness of somebody his age, because God has blessed him. If a man is still standing today and his words has not been changed, that's saying that Bola, the man that calls himself Bola Ahmed Tinubu, is fake, is not fit to be president. A Yoruba man, a true Yoruba man is saying that, then you have no audacity to tell me or anybody who is not Yoruba that what we are saying is based on tribal sentiment, or perhaps I am being emotional. Isn't that the normal word? I'm being too emotional. Let us go on technicality. You are being emotional. You don't like him before. So this is just a yardstick to attack the man. We are attacking him. Look, it's not even us that are talking now. People who are not even Nigerians. The matter has spread. Listen, this matter, it ain't gonna go away. The matter no they go away. Let me speak PG. The matter, it no go come out. It no go away, no matter what you people say. You can call us all kinds of names. Tribalistic, fascist, bitter, rude, and we are shouting too much. Every day is this topic, they don't get another topic. It's okay. This matter, it no go come out. It go finish that to the end. It is not over until it's over. It is not over yet. So that's why we must keep talking about it. And then for that, Michael Achonuga, You know what? It's a proof that it's to everyone that at least 90% of Nigerians, they have a price. When you see someone like in fact, not even Michael Choniga is even too far. Someone like Festus Kayamo, who was a protege of Chief Gani Faweimi, against this same man, because he has a price, he's not giving excuses. Even if we have seen media publications of what he wrote against this apparition in Aso Rock. So it just presents that the present day in Nigeria is very hard to find men of integrity, men and women, because some people say I'm a feminist, men and women who have integrity. It just shows that everybody has a price. And let me not say everybody, majority of Nigerians, if I say 80%, I think I would say unfair, has a price. You remember that man, Abdul Karim, just now in that what we're listening to? He said many of the northerners, see, they're quiet. Why are they quiet? Because they're only interested in finding jobs for themselves or their children. They don't care about Nigeria. Most of their investment is not in Nigeria, so they don't care if the country is run down. Their own is, I'm just there to just get my national cake. So someone like Michael Achonuga coming on a rise now, trying to make it seem as if, Mikano, his former boss, has no moral right to come and talk. It's just APC is scouting for traitors. It's scouting for daddy Jews. It's scouting for professors. It's scouting for entertainers. It's scouting for influencers. It's scouting for so many media houses, even on social media. That's what they're scouting for now, desperately. Right now, everybody has a price. That is the way of a drug baron. They feel how much does he want, so that he can continually twist and turn the story. That's just what is playing out now. And many of them are coming. Many of them are coming. So we are seeing more and more. We are going to see more, and we are not surprised. I'm not particularly surprised anyway. And then I'm happy that Arise brought that issue of, Serap, saying that they might, go against the NBC, kind of infringing on the rights, the freedom of press and freedom of speech, especially relating to Ms. Barrister Kenneth Okonkwo. And I think Arise had to put it out there, because it's kind of like an indirect warning to, not really warning per se, it's also a message to the NBC that, hey, however, you are giving us a last warning letter, but this is what Serap is saying, and we are going to follow through. And they just had to put it out there. I don't think it was really necessarily for the sake of Kenneth Okonkwo. It's just for the Arise TV people. And then that guy that was talking about, he said, is Bola, is it a prefix or a suffix? We need to know. Those of you who are Yoruba people, you understand? Someone cannot just be called Bola. I mean, okay, let me use I'm a Benin woman now. Your name cannot just be Osa, O-S-A. Is that Osakpama, Osareme, Osaze, Ogosa? So is that the Osa is in the beginning, in the middle, or at the end? So it's the same thing. He's trying to explain that what is the full name? What is it, a prefix or a suffix? Is Bola, is it before the actual full name, or is after the name? So and I'm very happy, these kinds of things. See, when you're not truthful, you not give room for people to now investigate deeper and deeper and deeper. It's like a ball of lies. When you keep lying, the ball gets bigger and bigger, and that's what is going on now. Whether the man at Bodylon, whether he's sick or whether he's hiding, one day the rat must come out from the hole. The rat must come out from the hole. Whether the rumor that he's sick or is not sick, that's really not over 200 million Nigerians' business right now. That's not the business of the woman who cannot pay her children's fee, or the business of the woman now who is in the maternity ward and there's no medical service for her. That's not our business, whether he's sick or not. Whether he's going to come out of the hole. Either way, you need to bring some doctors from France to give him more, maybe morphine or whatever it is that they give to him, to come out and, so that he won't be slurry in his speech. So that's this for Sunday Igboho's release. Well, it is what it is. Everybody's supposed to have freedom of speech and freedom of expression. And, I believe that's what he was doing based on whatever it is he believes in. And if they have to free him, if he's free now, according to the courts in Benin Republic, so be it. Congratulations to him. But if you want to now just oppose it with someone like Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, who is also in...
Yeah, 1 minute. Thank you.
Oh, I have 1 minute left. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. This man, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, the one that calls himself Bola Ahmed Tinubu, is 9 years older than his daughter. He went to the so-called Aroyola, Sempo Aroyola, school, which was non-existent. The government college Ibadan, he said he went to, and then he now flipped and says government college Lagos in 1970. Those schools were not created, prior to, those schools were created after 1970. He now said he went to University of Chicago. He now changed it to Chicago State University. There's no proof of, graduating, and then the transcript has nothing that is likened to the person that we are seeing who is a man. We don't know if he's a hermaphrodite, if he's into the trans community. I believe his daughter is in New York. One of his daughters, she's part of the trans community in New York. This is not allegedly. She has put it on her handle in support of them, and she kind of looks like them. So hey, so if it's part of it, let us know. The thing is, just present who you are and allow people to accept you for who you are. This is a lesson to everybody. If you know this is who you are, show yourself who you are. It tells a lot about you. So anybody who will love you for who you are. You don't need to lie. You don't need to pay people. You don't need to keep making rubbish yourself, rubbish your lineage, rubbish your children, rubbish your entire country just because of your selfish reason, your selfish ambition. So this is just it's just a test to everyone. Thank you very much, Mr. Elvis.
All right. Thank you, Madam Rita. God bless you. Thanks for your submission. Let me quickly move on to the next person. Give us a mandate. Thank you, sir, for your patience with us. Please talk to us 8 minutes.
Well, thank you very much for the time. Hopefully, I'm coming out clearly and everyone can hear me. Greetings
Yes.
to you and then the panelists, people on comment section. Greetings to everyone. Glad to be here again doing this again today. It's a fight for the soul of Nigeria. Nigeria must get better. Things must change. Regardless of what they're trying to do, the country is bigger than some few people. The country is bigger than the corrupt politicians and whoever they think they are. The country have to get better, and then we have to get it right. Now, people may say America is about 200 years old and things like that. Nigeria does not have to get to 200 years old before it get better. As a matter of fact, the reason why we are where we are today and why we are doing this is the fact that we've seen our countries rise from obscurity into limelight. We've seen countries that are not even as old as Nigeria doing better things. China basically got independence maybe the same time Nigeria got independence, if I'm still correct. But today you cannot compare Nigeria and China because the gap is very, very different. It's very, very wide, the margin. Countries like Malaysia, Dubai, these are countries that Nigeria used to pay. Some country came to Nigeria to come get palm kernel, and they went back to their country and then changed things. They turned their country around. Dubai is where it is today because they decided our country must get better. Nigeria used to give Dubai money to go pay their people. But today, what is happening? So regardless of where you are on the divide, one thing you must understand, and I need this to go into the heads of the APC, into the heads of the people supporting Chief Tinubu, into the heads of the people that have sold their conscience, like Michael, the guy that went on Arise TV to go defend Festus, senior advocate of nonsense, to go defend him. You must realize that the cry that we're crying today, the shout, the political engagement is just for the soul of Nigeria. And why is that so pertinent and so vital and critical? It is critical because Nigeria cannot more play. Nigeria cannot play again on the world stage. Now, Nigeria is not recognized anymore on the world stage. Nigeria has now become a laughing stock in the eyes of the world. As a matter of fact, I saw I saw a post again today that says that um, because of Tinubu's forged certificate, World Education Service, I think I have that link for you, Mr. Helvis, in the private chat if you want to share it later on with the people. Now, more scrutiny, more investigations on Nigerian people because of one man. It doesn't have to get this worst for us to get it right. It is not a Nigerian thing to forge certificate. It's a Tinubu thing to forge certificate. If you're going to forge something, you won't say, oh, because my countryman is doing it, I have to go and do it also. No, you decide to go do it. So it's a Tinubu thing to forge that certificate. And so the reason why it became so important and so critical that we have to speak to this is the fact that we have every natural resources. I mean, we are blessed with both natural resources and then human resources. All over the world, you can see Nigerians doing better things in various nations of the world. When it comes to Nigeria, the wicked politicians, the looters, and then the evil operation, they take over the stage and then they decide what happened to over 200 million Nigerians. It is so critical that we have to speak and continue to speak and even go on peaceful protest, just so we make sure that this evil must end. There was a lifetime in the history of America where the people stood up and said, you know what, this evil must stop, and it has to stop. Just beside Nigeria, you have Ghana. There was a time in the history of Ghana when a man stood up in the name of Jerry Rawlings and said, this evil must stop, and the evil did stop. Do you guys know that the same time that Mohbad protest was going on in Nigeria, peaceful protest was going on, Joseph Mohbad, Ghanaians were protesting on the street of Ghana. And the police did not drop anybody on the street of Ghana. What were they fighting for? They were fighting against their president because he has no clue on how to run the government. No tear gas was shot at the people in Ghana. Just a neighboring same African country on the same Western region. But what happened to Nigeria? Everything has been captured by the evil people in power. And today, you can now see men that you want to emulate as people that have dignity. They've now turned to people that sold their conscience. Has it occurred to you that someone like even the likes of Wale Soyinka, I mean, people that you want to look up to, they sold their conscience for what? For just some few corns. People are losing their mind. People are selling they don't care. They can even go on live TV just to go spin lie for this same call man. You said you went to Chicago State University. Your name is Bola Ahmed Tinubu. All of a sudden now you're adding Adekunle to your name. And the question is it now Bat or Bahat? I don't know how we're going to pronounce this now. I really don't know. Like, what kind of, I really don't know. The likes of Fela Durotoye now has now all of a sudden, before now, he was a political aspirant vying for the office of the president. Now he's become a special advisor to this evil operation. And you ask yourself, how did you get here? We all know how we got here. So that is not a question we should ask. What we should now do is how to throw these people out of where they sit now. Because you and I know how we got here. And I'll keep saying, one of them has told us that until Nigerians activate Amechi 101, politicians will not do the right thing. Amechi told us, he said, use Amechi 101. And Amechi 101 is just basically Nigerians do this. Once you start doing this, then Nigerian politicians will sit right.
Now, the young man that went on a rise this morning to go defend Keyamo, there is no how you defend Tinubu that you will not look stupid, because he himself is a stupid man. And that's not an abuse. You can look into the dictionary to be, over here in America, they say you act stupidly. The man is stupid. Like you said, you went to a school. The school during this position said to the people that whatever certificate he presented to INEC was not issued by CSU. And you went to Chatham House some days before now during the campaign that Chicago State University just issue you the original of your certificate. And Jake Coyden said, it is either you have the original of your certificate or you have a replacement. You cannot have the replacement of the original. That was what Jake Coyden said. And so how is this difficult for the APC members to understand that this guy is a forger of a certificate? And if that does not even probably make sense to you people that lacks wisdom and lacks understanding, okay, only Tinubu said he went to Government College Lagos in 1970. The school was founded in 1974. The question is, was Tinubu or is Tinubu the founder of Government College Lagos? Did he found the school? Was he the one that actually laid the foundation of the school? Was he the one that cut the ribbon to inaugurate the school? Tinubu said he went to primary school, Aroloye. There is no Aroloye primary school, but they just said that there is no primary school called Aroloye in Lagos. Bode George confirmed that. Now, only Tinubu said he has 4 different birth certificates: 1951, 1952, 1954, thereabout, if I still remember, and then one more. My question is Tinubu an Abiku? That is the question. Tinubu, she Abiku Nisa. Are you an Abiku that you have 4 different birth certificates? That tells you that this guy is a perfecter when it comes to forgery. He didn't just start the act. He started the act so many years ago. And so that's why he can tell the people in Chatham House, power is not served a la carte. You snatch it, you grab it, and you run with it. And how do you do that? Like Werewike did in River State. They went to the polling unit, chased the people away, went ahead and tipest all of the results by changing obese vote. All of the votes that were casted for LP for the presidential candidate, Mr. Peter Gregory Obi, they turned those votes to Tinubu's votes. It is there. Even on IRFT today, Obi is the one that won the election. So how is that not making sense to the crumb eaters, the Almajiris of Oshogbo, all of the Albaku of Lagos? How is this not making sense to you? And you are even bent on telling lies because of this evil drug baron, even on live TV, like one of your did some days ago. Rufai asked him a simple question. Mr. Azan, the chairman of Etiosa, Nigerian Bar Association, Etiosa chapter. Rufai asked him, Mr. Azan, have you read the disposition? And Mr. Azan said, yes, he has read it. Rufai asked him again, Mr. Azan, have you read in the entirety of the disposition? Mr. Azan said, yes, I have read it. Rufai asked Mr. Dele Farotimi. Dele Farotimi said, Rufai, I will not lie to you like Mr. Azan because I have not read it. So it was now glaring when Rufai started asking questions that the chairman, Nigerian Bar Association, Etiosa chapter, did not read the disposition. And if that guy is still the chairman of Etiosa, Nigerian Bar Association, if he's still their chairman, then it means that the whole Bar Association of Etiosa local government, they are corrupt. because that guy should have been asked to vacate his seat for telling lies on national TV. So my question to you, whether you are a Yoruba person, whether you are Igbo person, whether you are Hausa person, whether you are Shekiri supporting this evil, how much more do you want us to tell you? And like you had Jay Coyden said on this channel today, how much more will you want to take? How much more of your neck you want to stick out to defend this evil operation? Our country is bleeding. People are being pied every day, kidnapped everywhere. Children cannot go to school anymore because of what is happening. This government lack clue on what to do to get the country better. Is it not a good idea for us all to come together and let the man that has the understanding to get to the power, to get to the seats, and then we begin to heal our country and get our country back? Nigerians, Yoruba, Hausa, Igbo, let's think, let's join hand and get things right. Thank you very much. I'll speak on Sunday on the next next round. Thank you very much. I appreciate it, sir.
Thank you, my brother. God bless you. Thanks for your submission. All right, I would like to quickly take this one right here, my people. As you can see now, this situation of Tinubu's forgery certificate has started affecting not just Nigeria, but other countries. As I can see here, breaking news, Tinubu's certificate forgery saga has started affecting not just Nigeria, but other West African countries. West Education Service now require all WAEC and NECO results coming from Nigeria, Ghana, Liberia, Sierra Leone, and Gambia be sent directly by WAEC and NECO. You know what this one means, so my people? It means say, if you listen to me now, especially those who are where they support APC, if you want to come study tomorrow now, maybe for UK, all your results, anyway, they say clean conscience, fear no accusation. I've been up sure talk about. So all your results, we take go primary, secondary, whatever, WAEC and everything for Nigeria will be sent directly from your school, WAEC, NECO, all of them. Not you by yourself anymore, the way it used to be. Every countries now, Western world, have tightened their bet just because of one person. When we talk for you, and I say, no, you're attacking with hate. You're attacking with hate, right? No wahala. I thought I should bring that in for you guys to understand what the current situation of what we are facing. Why today, Bola Ahmed Tinubu is still appointing more people. Me, myself, I can't surprise you. We don't understand. How many people wanted this man cabinet? He just tried solid. I don't know whether he constantly if he still they appoint all these people or now the cabals. Then they do all this. As you all can see right there, President Tinubu appoint fella Durotoye, others as presidential media aides. So I thought I should bring this one in as well. Okay, but meanwhile, I'm not going to read it though, but I just thought I should bring it in. This one is coming from Punch. Let me call on the next person to speak to us. Mr. Chuksobibo, thank you very much for your patience. I'd like you to talk to us. Good evening to you once again. 8 minutes.
Yeah, good evening, Mr. Mr. Elvis. Good evening, fellow panelists. Good evening, everybody watching us and those on the comment section. Please like, subscribe, and share. This attack we are having, the more we like and subscribe, then we know that the channel is true for real. Is doing the right thing.
Exactly.
So please like and share. It's very, very important. Yeah. It's a the video, the last this thing you connected is very, very, very nice and educational, because there's a lot of things where we Nigerians are questioning that are answered there. For example, he gave us a clue now that we can our people who is living around the US can approach, not just people living around US. We can all write these names they mentioned, and get answers probably, or force them to do the right thing. Because a university that has no record, I don't know, if I'm one of the students there, I will be asking questions. You know, what is the value of this result you gave to me? Because the more this scandal goes on, the more people will start to look, including employers, look at the direction of the school. Because you know, just like this breaking news, you know, it will affect so many people, and that is what it is for the university. So it's a very wonderful this thing, and I will continue to listen to that after, you know, we end up here, because I want to get, you know, so many answers that the guests are providing. It's very, very important, because especially all those videos they played for him, all those voices they played for him, you know, for people coming to talk, you can design. It's all over Google. You can design anything that they give you just for you to feel happy, you know, just to put on your wall. But as soon as you take it outside, it becomes a crime. Once you want to use it for something that you will gain from, it becomes a crime. And that is what we're talking about. Tinubu's certificate. It's meant to deceive. Like all these people who are making all sort of arguments. Oh, he did not forge it, or people can actually go and design and do whatever they want. Please, if you come out here to present something, you are saying you own it. And there's a lot of APC coming to gaslight people, like the man who came to defend what is it called, Festus Sakamu. The one who came to, he was questioning, are you asking for the result, and are you take me go school? I mean, it's unbelievable. Once you're a public figure, you are there to present it, whether you like it or not. I am your employer. That is what he's saying. So if I'm your employer and I ask you to present that, you will not present it to me. This is the kind of stupid argument these people are making. And they are calling themselves leaders. It's very, very, I don't know how to say it, but it's very, very bad on Nigeria. And this is the, I mean, if I go to work today, I don't discuss Nigeria. If you are bringing it anywhere close to me, I'm running away. Because what would I say? Africans are asking us questions. Europeans are asking us questions. America, in fact, the whole world are asking us questions. It is very, very hard to be in Nigeria at this moment. Very, very difficult. All Nigerians are facing the same thing. Whether you are at home, you are in diaspora, you are facing the same thing. Because this is not a small thing. It's not. But APC and these people who have been dealing with us, they make it so light, make it as if it is nothing. It's very, very, I don't know. Every time I look at this, and we are talking about the justice system here. How can we come out of this? Because all these people, they went back and destroy everything. Imagine the one that bringing to us now is nobody even have the right to question his credentials, except if you belong to the same party. You see, these people on the National Assembly, they are our problem. The biggest criminal we have in Nigeria at this National Assembly. In the past, you can do that. But right now, we didn't know when we were shouting, amend this, amend that. We didn't know they went back and destroyed the whole thing. And that is why they are telling you go to court. Because when you go to court, you know this man did not qualify, and they told you you have no right because you are just accusing them for accusing sake. You don't have any right to say it because you don't belong to their political party. This is unbelievable, and this is where our problem really are. You know, we can cry anything about the courts, but look at what they put before us. How can we come out of this? We Nigerians, we need to take our country back. These people who we yielded our power to act on our behalf, they are not acting on our behalf. And until we decide to take the power we gave to them back by ourselves, I don't think we can come out of this quagmire. We can hope all we want, but I'm just saying it as I see it. We should start preparing ourselves, waiting for Supreme Court. I don't have any trust at all, because hearing all the kinds of argument they are bringing on board now, and backing it out with the constitution or the law they created, not even the constitution, because in the constitution it made it clear, and now they are telling us that the law they created the day before yesterday can override the constitution. I'm very, very worried, and that's why I'm calling upon Nigerians. Let us not wait on this until this rain start beating us again. Let us get ready, get our umbrellas, and start preparing, because it's gonna rain. It's gonna rain. I don't have any confidence it's gonna rain. So the question is, how are we going to stop that rain from beating us? I yield here, Mr. Elvis. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Mr. Chukwueze, thank you very much. Yeah, if it rains, the rain is going to beat everybody. So if we have the way to stop the rain now from raining at all, it's better we do it now. You know, because some people, they are fighting back. Thank you for your submission. God bless you all right there. Please continue to press on the like button, people. I'd like to appreciate Patricia Saiten, Norfolk, my dear sister. Thanks for your super chat. Thank you to Elizabeth Gomez. Appreciate you all. Now God bless you now, my people. Thank you. Okay, we'll not take calls. It's like I said, I don't call now. Say we there here. Okay, let me pick up. Love God is my strength. Thank you very much, madam. Talk to us. Good evening to you.
Please, I just want to ask a question. The last topic that you talk about, fella Durotoye, that is working for Tinubu now as APC. What I can't even, I didn't hear you properly. The last one you took.
Yeah, you know, they were appointed for presidential aides.
I can't believe it. I'm trying to. He's working for Tinubu now. Nigeria. Please, thank you.
Yes, sir.
Also, I've been calling him. He's not picking my phone. I can't believe it. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
The doctor. Now that's how they come there now. All right. Adolai was. Oh, we lost you there. Adolai was. Okay, you're calling back. Hello, good evening to you. Adolai was. Thanks for calling in. Please talk to us.
Good evening, my brother, Mr. Elvis. This one not the English matter.
Thank you.
All what you show today, what I want to talk about now be the media. I use this opportunity to talk to the media way in Nigeria. If they not get up now, if this Tinubu go through all this plan where they plan, make them just carry their load the entire house as Sister Rita they talk. Because once this man get away with all these things, now be say media not go stand for Nigeria again. Make they rise up. People will know say their minds, they go feel they talk the truth. Make they select themselves. make everybody division of labor, make we fit carry this man come up for there, whether na man or woman. So this is the time for solution. This is the time for solution, a real solution. All those media house, because as I used to say, communication is power. With the help of technology, we can do much or more, if I'm not mistaken. So that is my own submission for now. I greet everybody in the panel. I love you guys.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much, my brother. That's okay. Please help us to press on the like button and help us to share. You guys know that fella, what's his name, Durotoye, was the presidential candidate of Alliance for Nigeria Party ANNPP for the 2019 presidential election. So he's the one that is currently appointed now by Tinubu. Tinubu don't carry everybody, all of them. They surround itself. But meanwhile, let's move on. Let me call on the next person to hear, because of time, I'd like to call on Frank Emmanuel. Thank you very much, sir, for your patience with us. Please talk to us. You have 8 minutes. Everybody stick to your time, please. Thank you, sir.
My brother Elvis, good afternoon, good evening once again. This Felagilo story matter, they pay me right now. It's so painful. Waiting. It's like this Abado man, he's just focusing on all the people that he knows that are really fighting against bad government, and he's giving them appointment. What kind of thing
but
is
sorry, Mr. Frank, can I interject you quickly for 1 minute? So if you say that means, I think with this that is happening, it just shows to us that maybe in the secret, Fela is not who we think he is. And now, because how can you pick up this appointment if you're standing for the truth? That's just my own thinking.
In fact, sir, this thing, Fela, I have known this guy personally. This one just said that personally, the last time before I came over to the US, visited us in Port Harcourt. We had some leadership, kind of a Christian kind of leadership meeting. I know what this guy said about bettering the country. I know this stuff. Instead, I even have one of his books. But you see why I believe Elvis sometimes when he talks some certain things about this give satanic, like let me use this word, satanic politicians. A lot of them are coming like angels, projecting themselves as they are holier than thou. But when the chiefs are down, you now know their real true color. Imagine this guy. This is in the heat of situation like this that everybody is angry. They present this thing to you now. Okay, let me just use as an example now with this painful situation that we are facing in our country, and they say, okay, give us our mandate. Because I want to make you the youth minister. Will you take it? If you know that you're standing on integrity, I know you won't take it. Or they call EVIX and say, oh, Mr. Evie, I know you have people, you have a good platform where you can reach out to young Nigerians, that we can galvanize people to make sure that our country move forward, and they offer you this thing. I know EVIX will turn it down. That is how I expect this guy to do. That is what I expect him to do. Eh? Kai! God forbid. It is well. They said not everything that glitters is gold. So fortunate. Fella, you disgrace me. In fact, after let me just put my head together. Tomorrow I'm going to call him. I hope he picks my call. All right, let me go back to this J Coyden. There is something that he said that really struck me. He talked about that this certificate. There's a question they throw at him that they say that if can somebody get a certificate outside the school maybe like a third party and all that, which he said, yes, it's possible in the United States. He said it's possible and it's done, but he knows that for most of the time, it's like those who are citizens of the United States that they can do that. And when they do that, and maybe they get a job and the employer decided to verify and they found out that the certificate was forged, didn't originate from the school itself, that means probably it can be sacked from the job. That is for a citizen. That is for someone who is a citizen of the United States. But in a situation where you are not a citizen, I think that same question was asked, if I'm not mistaken. I know he said a lot. If you are not a citizen of the United States and you lived in the United States, probably on a particular status, and maybe you're able to get did the same thing of going online to just forge just get a document as a credential for yourself and all that, and you decided to use it outside the United States. Let's say, for instance, Nigeria, African country, which we will decide to verify the authenticity of what you brought in, claiming that you study in XYZ school in the United States, and only for them to verify that they didn't issue that. Like in the case of Tinubu, that means it is seen as fake. Not just seen as fake, your employer will definitely, without looking back, definitely, fire you, which is the right thing to do, So, but in the case of this man, he is not a citizen of the United States, and the certificate he got, I don't think he has worked with it in the United States, and any employer in the state here has verified it and said, oh, it's okay. I don't think so. That's number one. Then number two, the social security of Bola Ahmed Tinubu as at the point of admission. What is the social security that is there in the system? These are the things that you need to look, because people can have similar names. If you're here, you can have similar names, but what distinguishes A from B is the social security, which I know. So these are the things that we should really look at. They should really look at. Really serious investigation need to be done. Like he said, I think CSU also have their own flaws. Maybe they've been into the dealings of this kind of thing over the years, because the way the guy spoke really shows that CSU has not been a transparent institution to study, So I think they also have their own foul play somehow. And one major thing he talked about was, as per me, I know any student that graduates from any school, even back home in Nigeria, and the person happens to be just a minister or even a governor, that institution will honor him, will give it. Like Jonathan, I know he has a honor or a PhD, the PhD honorary degree. That PhD was honorary degree from the University of Port Harcourt. Why? Because he has been a deputy governor, a governor, and vice president, and eventually president. So it's like how will I call it? It's like a plus for the school. It's like a selling point for the school. As we have produced a president, we have produced a minister. It's a good thing for them. But Chicago hasn't done that. That is a big question that we really need to look at too, because it's a good thing for them to showcase this man, to say, one of our alumni actually graduated here, and he's now a president of Nigeria, which he pointed out, which makes sense, but they haven't done that. Anyway, that aside, this article gate.
Please round up, sir.
Okay, this article gate, this guy is a hustler. Let me put it that way. He's
Not
just
minor.
he's just looking for where to grab and all that to make money. Before now, he hid his face. When he was doing that, he hid his face, and he was even doing like in one ninja, talking, thinking that Atiku is him. And one thing I like about Atiku, with all these things, he never said anything. With all the nonsense Wike did, he never said anything. He just kept quiet and looking at all of them. That's one area I respect that man per se, because if it were other people, it would have been a different story. So that guy is a shame. I know this guy has employed him, Keyamo, to continue from where he stopped, but let's see how far they're going to go. But like Madam Rita said, we're not going to stop. We'll continue pushing till we see the end of this whole thing. Whatever CJN want to do, let him go ahead and do whatever he want to do. But the bottom line is that this thing, we will chase it we will see the bottom of it. Thank you for now.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much for your wonderful submit.
About the death sentence that was handed over to the police officer responsible for the death of Mrs. Bolale. That's something that is good. At least the family gets a closure to this, to the family, and I pray that they will also get the strength and the fortitude to bear the loss, because it's an eternal loss to that family. But at least they get judgment and they get closure to that. So I just want to quickly, highlight that the CSU thing, Sister Rita said something earlier. She said this is not going away. In fact, if I have to use an edit, in fact, that is a title on its own. It's a title, a title of an article. That in itself, this is not going away. It's going nowhere. Tinubu is a forger. CSU has case to answer. Seriously. They can run. CSU now can run. But CSU cannot hide. The journalist, Coyden, I don't know if I pronounce his name very well. That's the video the conversation that you presented earlier, where there was this question and answer with the Chicago journalist. He said something very, very profound, very serious. He said at some point the president will have to come out. She will have to come out and undo this, because whether she likes it or not, she will be tracked down somewhere, and very soon. And that will not be too palatable for her. And someone like him will be there. And they will ask her this question. And that will overtake whatever event or whatever thing she might have gone there to do. So they can run, but they can't hide. They have to come clean on this matter. CSU have a serious case to answer. And again, as the last speaker said, I don't know whether it's the last speaker or the one before the last, it's a good thing that one of your own become the president of a country. How many universities can lay claim to that? Even fantastic, one of the best universities, they can't even lay claim to that. And you are not, it's even a state university in the United States. You have one of your own becoming the president of a country. That is in itself, yes, I agree with that in its entirety. It's a selling point. In fact, in your library now, in your school, you will even have it there. It's something that you should be proud of. Your president will go out all the way and be talking about it. At some point, even at Tinubu's inauguration, it's a thing of pride to invite the president of his alma mater to his inauguration. And she will be there, wherever the president is. It's a good thing, but they can't do this. He can't do this. Tinubu himself. Chicago State University cannot even attach itself to this man. But whatever the cover-up is, this is not going away. At the end of the day, the entire truth will come out. There's this thing we call in Yoruba language, there's this people we call in Yoruba language, they call them abobakus. The people that will die with the Oba, that is, they sign up to die with the Oba, with the king, no matter what. These are these people. Chicago want to go down because of Tinubu or what? Are they above Akus? As we have them all across Nigeria, they are people that are ready to die for this man, for nothing. Sacrifice your entire career, your entire, family. Sacrifice it for this man. Are they even thinking at all? One thing is important though, the impact of all of this. We can't even emphasize the damage that will come out of this. But in the coming days, weeks, and months, we will be seeing it. The people even in Nigeria, all these psychopaths that are coming out defending this nonsense, this criminality, they cannot even fathom the impact, the negative, what will come out of this, the fallout of this. I wish they know by now, because it's going to be devastating. That they can take it to the bank. It's not going to end here. It's not going to end here. Festus Keyamo and his guys, they know the truth. Clearly, they know the truth. Festus Keyamo is a psychopath. That's who he is. The privacy argument, I think it was 2 days ago, you show his tweet or is it article or a tweet or something like that, putting out this privacy argument. Another attempt to take Nigerians for a ride. How can you be putting forward a privacy argument in this matter when the certificate itself was submitted by Tinubu to a public agency, INEC? It is not what is private about that. It is no longer a subject of privacy. The document is publicly available document. So what privacy are you alluding to? Rather than just trying to take Nigerians for a fool, taking them for a ride. That's what they are doing here. And this guy today, this one that you show, this video, this article that you mentioned about this fella Durotoye. For me, I'm not entirely disappointed. They are all over the place. They are just the likes of even all these people that represented Labour Party. They rode on the back of Peter Obi, get elected. They are all there now. None of them is speaking true. They are also not speaking. None of them is coming out to say something. They are not on record. They are not on record. You have to put yourself on record. Even if you are worthy of the position of a public office that you hold now, you should be on record on this matter. And this is Tinubu's way of doing his own, unity government. We call it a national, trying to get people, buy people all over the place. And their reason, they always have this reason, their argument. Even Festus Keyamo, they will say they will do better when they are inside than when they are outside. That is, anybody, go and meet Fela Durotoye now. That is, if he's bombarded, that is going to be his argument. He's going to state it out. It will do better on the inside than on the outside. Another fallacy. Another error. Judgment error. You will do inside. What gives you the idea that you will do better on the inside with an evil system? Without first getting rid of that evil and satanic system. Cleanse it entirely. You can't do nothing. They will rope you in. You will become one of them. In fact, you will now become even worse. Not even Peter Obi can do anything successfully in Nigeria without first of all clearing everything. Nobody can do. The thing is rotten. Nobody can come here and fool Nigerians and say, I am joining this party, these satanic people, so that I will be able to influence them. I'll be able to do better. You will do nothing. Nothing that you will do. You will even once you get in, you'll be roped in. they will have things on you, and then you can't talk again. That's the end of you politically. You cannot do anything good again politically. It's unfortunate for the likes of fella Durotoye, at this time. They're all cycle fans. It's all what they are just looking for their own, looking for their pockets. And again, finally, I just want to make it clear. Please, all this idea that is running all over the place, all these people coming out talking about vendor, this CSU saga, talking about vendor. There is nowhere in that thing that the school mentioned vendor. Nothing like that. There was nothing like that. But there were proof that CSU does not keep that CSU keep only original diploma. And they said they keep original diploma. And they asked, it's all there. It's all there for anybody listening right now. You can pull it up in pages 21 and 22. It's just simple. It's a 1 minute, 2 minute read. Pages 21, 22 is all there. So they don't let them continue to parade this idea that there's a vendor somewhere. That's a lie from the pit of hell. But at the end of the day, we are all waiting. We'll see how it pans out at the end of the day from the Supreme Court. As I always say, they will have to dance naked. Either they will dance naked now, not just only in the front of Nigerians, but in the front of the entire world. I will leave it at that for now, Mr. Elvis. If I have time again to say something with respect to Igboho's release, that's a political issue. There's time for that, but we'll deal with that. Thanks very much. I really appreciate it. Thanks very much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Mr. Jonathan. Thanks for your submission. All right, we have 3 to go that have not said anything, so I have to give the opportunity to speak. Madam Busy Brains, are you there with us? Okay.
Yes,
Madam
yes,
Busy Brains.
I am. Sorry, it took me a while to unmute myself. Good evening, Oga Elvis. Good evening, honestly, and well done for keeping watch. For all the panelists as well, for all your consistency. Well done. I greet every one of us. I observe all protocol. Nigeria. But talking is power. Our mouth is our weapon. And we can see what we are achieving with our mouth. We should not be deterred or discouraged because it is not going to be easy. Let me just take us back and just give us a bit of, let me go to the Bible. It would have been a done deal by now. Everybody would have believed that Jesus Christ is the Son of God. He died and he rose again. But for the mere fact that the Pharisees told the guards who were present when the angel came, when Jesus Christ rose from the death, and the angels told everybody, they saw it and they fainted. They went back and told the Pharisees. What did the Pharisees say? Lie, go and lie. So propaganda started long ago. They went and lied that it was the disciples that came, knocked the guards off, and then stole Jesus's body away so that they can go and lie that Jesus rose from the dead. So you can see how they've changed the course of history by sheer propaganda. And that is the reason why we need to talk. That is the reason why we need to push back. Because propaganda, in as much as it is rooted in lies, most of the time, it is powerful if nothing is done to counter it. That is why Niger Watch, God bless you for a platform like this. And as many platforms that are out there that are truth tellers, that are pushing back on this narrative that these diabolical, satanic, evil demons are out there propagating to confuse people and steal what does not belong to them. We cannot sit down on the sidelines and allow them to run with it. No, we will not allow it. I came across on YouTube, somebody, no, it wasn't on, it was on Twitter, somebody copied a discussion that they must have heard of the Agbado camps. They are trying to use influencers. They are asking for influencers, identify influencers to go and pay them so that they can skew stories, so that they can do what Agbati is doing in Arise, so that they can go on their platforms and change stories and propagate lies and misinform people. It is very, very key that the right people give the right information. We should not give them the space whatsoever to disseminate any evil, negative news, any lies. When they do, we go and slam it down with the truth. You know, let me take this Akamu. Oh my God. You know, it is these people, they say we are seeing, we don't have to die and we don't have to go to hell to see the devil. The devils are living amongst us. And like Dele Rotimi said, I mean, Dele Faroti, oh gosh, yeah, you know the person I'm talking about. He said that, thank God for Tinubu, we are able to know who and who are right. Thank God for that. So now, Mr. Akamu has already shown himself for a long time. Can you imagine somebody that came out because the narrative in 2019 suited the direction that he wanted to sway people? He posted out the truth of what it is to forge a document, the implication. But now, because it does not suit his own narrative, he's going against that and trying to change the narrative. But then again, we have to also acknowledge that he invariably has acknowledged that his master has stolen, has forged a document by saying that, yeah, they got it from a third-party vendor. A third-party vendor? That means we are right all along. It was not the university that gave him. And he's trying to say we should go and that Atiku should go and prove who gave it to him. I mean, go. It is up to Atiku to prove where it was gotten. Tell me this cat and mouse game. So what you can see them doing already, they are litigating this case on social media. This is what happened during PEP. They came and told us that the account that stole the money, that the account that had the money was not Tinubu. The money is not, it belongs to the account, not the owner of the account. Can you imagine that? And that is what our judges reeled out as part of their judgment. So now he's telling us that we should, he's putting the burden of proof on Atiku. Meanwhile, Atiku has already proved it because they said they got it from Chicago State University. And Chicago State University have said they do not recognize that certificate. They did not issue it. So what more are they trying to send us on a goose chase? Can you see this, man? Anyway, let me go to the Dele Farotimi. You know what Tinubu is doing and what the cabal around him are doing. They're just playing chess, you know. But in the process of playing chess, like I said earlier, they are exposing people from whom we thought they were. We held them, you know, we thought they are of high moral standing. We saw them as good and positive role models. But now we know, just like I think Give Us Our Mandate said, it is who they have always been. It is who they have always been. So Dele Farotimi, at least we know in the Nigeria that we are going to enter, we are going to leave him and the showing cars behind, you know. And let me bring our attention to the people that are supposed to be the opposition parties, such as the PDP and Labour Party, who are in House of Reps and the Senate. Now that they have got, there is evidence that, oh, thank you so much, Madam Rita, for that correction. Yeah. Now that there is evidence that Tinubu did not get his certificate from Chicago State University, what are they doing? What are they doing? Are they not supposed to be, are we not supposed to hear them? Are we not supposed to be hearing them to start moving for an impeachment or a cancellation or something? Why are they silent? What made them think they went there to go and eat money and continue as business as usual? They are supposed to go in there and fish this man out. That is the whole reason why they are there. They are supposed to be the opposition, but which it is evidencing that PDP and APC are birds of the same feather. They are all the same coin with different faces, because as far as they are concerned, they are there for their own stomach infrastructure, even though their own principal has been going gung-ho, trying to search the truth, bring the truth out. He's brought the truth out. What are they doing? Sitting down in their own comfort and thinking it is business as usual of eating. I think this is an eye-opener. Like one of the previous callers, panels said, we need to raise our voices against these people. We need to we need to expose them, put the searchlight on them. They should go and work. They're not working. We didn't send them to just sit down and warm the benches there. They should work, you know. And let me talk about gagging the media. You know what he is doing? He's playing God. He's playing God with people. Anybody that gives a different view or anybody that is against him telling the truth, he would gag. Gagging, trying to gag the media. But I thank goodness that people like, what's this man's name? That wrote an open letter pushing back, you know, a strong-worded letter which is rooted in law, of the fact that it is our fundamental human right to say and speak our mind and not be gagged. I really, really think that this man is the epitome of what we call fascism. And the Gbajue professor is not telling him off, that that is the hallmarks of a fascist, that is a fascist behavior. Now, let me bring us to this, the son of the president using the taxpayers' money to fund his personal lifestyle. Because going for polo, while I understand that as a family member, he would have certain privileges. He would have opportunities of flying in should I say Nigerian Air Force or First Airline or whatever they want to whatever it is called, presidential jet. Why would it be that he is using it to travel for his own personal gain? There is no benefit to me, the taxpayer, that he's using the presidential jet to go for his own shenanigans. And I bet you his side chickens will accompany him. And that is going to be on taxpayers' money, on your own money, when people are cringing, are picking coins, picking pennies. That is if they even have or see to feed. I think they are coming across as as leeches. They are leeching on this Nigerian system. They are telling us that they came into the system, they came into government with their own money. Then they should spend their own money, use their own jets. Okay. Thank you, Guy Elvis, for giving me the opportunity to speak. It's
Thank
so
you.
sad.
Thank you.
It's so sad. Thank you.
Thank you, Madam Busy Brain. It's good to have you on the panel today. God bless you. Thank you so much. All right. Let me quickly come to Show. Stay with us. Okay, Show. Yeah, you're there. Show, please talk to us. You have 8 minutes. Good evening to you. Thanks for your patience.
Good evening, Mr. Elvis, and good evening to all the listeners. I've listened with keen interest as well, and there's nothing that is sort of new to us from everything we've had. But like most people have said, we have to keep speaking because the people we're dealing with, they won't stop speaking. And the worst part is they are lying, so the lies need to be countered and corrected on the spot. It was great listening to Mr. Coyden. He exposed so much, and this is someone who lives in Chicago, school there himself. Is a journalist, so he's more familiar with the institution than most of us are. And is exposed to school for for who they are. They're like an evening school, if you will. Riddled with all sort of corruption, and God knows how much will be unearthed if they were to investigate that school. I really worry for him, because if you're familiar with America, you know that Chicago itself is not the safest place to be in America, with the amount of drive-by shooting, gang-related stuff. I hope they just don't wake up. We don't wake up one day to say it was an accident, it was drive-by, it was mistaken identity, and Mr. Jay Coyden has been taken down. I hope and praise is protected, because he's about to reveal so much, not just for Nigeria. You'll be surprised. So many other African leaders might be caught up in this nonsense, because once one of them does it, then it tells the other one, then it tells the other one. They have their own little clique as well, just the way we talk to our friends. I got a job here, I got a job there. They will talk about their own criminal enterprise and shenanigans to one another. So you'll be surprised. They might find out so many African leaders, politicians, influential people have gone there and paid, and without even stepping a foot there, maybe got certificates. So I look forward to that, being unearthed if possible. Tinubu is bringing international shame to Nigerians. Like we don't have enough on our plate. As individuals, we're great people. Everywhere we go, 8 out of 10 Nigerians will be given rave reviews. People will tell you Nigerians are educated, intelligent people. We break new grounds. We're smart. We're hardworking. Yes, you get the odd one or two lazy ones who would try to ruin it for us. But as individuals, we're respected across the world. But as an entity, as a nation, our name, it's not the greatest. Our passport, as many people attest to, anytime you use your passport, Nigerian passport, and not your second passport, you see what you have to go through. So Tinubu is just adding to that. And I think this is probably part of what he was referring to, or his lawyers were referring to, when they said that, don't release the document, it would bring irreparable damage and all of that. And we're beginning to see such things. I mean, over 3,000 people listened. And I can bet you it wasn't 3,000 Nigerians. There are foreigners. There are, people from Africa, people from the West listening to that space, and to hear such, revelations. It's quite a big shame. Also, some of the things that we've talked about already in terms of the school. I know people get the schools mixed up, and I can't blame people for mixing it up because they have other things to, to think about. But in terms of school, so he said he went to St. Paul's School, Durotoye in Lagos. The school doesn't exist. Apparently, there's a St. John's Primary School in Durotoye. So how can you go to St. John's and you say St. Paul's? If you're having a conversation, you can maybe make a mistake, but when you're filling a form, you don't make such huge mistake when you're completing a form to put St. Paul's when there's a St. John's. That means you didn't attend. Then he said he attended Children's Home School Ibadan, another primary school. Now, I mean, that means he left Lagos as a child and went to Ibadan. I attended Children's Home School myself for a few years, up until the late 80s when I left. And the school at the time, because the last time I was in Nigeria, I realized that Redeemed Church had bought the school, very big school in Ibadan. Redeemed had bought it, so the school doesn't exist anymore. But at the time Tinubu filled his forms and all this was going on, the school existed, and they don't have a record for him. Then he said he progressed government college, Ibadan. This was in his 1998 form for 1999 election as a governor. Government college were going to host him. Then they realized that nobody knows him from any set. So they cancelled it, which means he didn't attend government college, Ibadan. Then this revelation from Chicago is now telling us that, in fact, he claimed to have attended government college Lagos. He finished in 1970, which means he started in 1965, because in those days it was 5 years. There was no 6-3-3-4 that we have now, that you spend 6 years in secondary school. So you started in 1965, you finished in 1970. The school didn't come into existence until 1974. So maybe Keyamo is right in the end that Tinubu was schooling from home. So he was attending this government college Lagos that didn't exist from home. Because how can you graduate from a school that didn't exist? So there are too many inconsistencies. He's very consistent in being inconsistent, if that makes sense. So all these things are being revealed. And to think, a group of people, 200 million plus, that are deemed to be some of the most intelligent people around, have this sort of person. In the UK, what they are discussing sometimes is, this classist mindset is not helping the country, because I think out of the last 10 or 12 prime ministers in the UK, I think only one is not from Oxbridge. Oxbridge is, when they say Oxford and Cambridge, they put the two together. So people are saying, you should let people who are not from Oxford and Cambridge also be prime minister. That's what they're dealing with. Let people from London South Bank, let people from Middlesex, let people from, University of Coventry be prime minister. Don't make it exclusive for Oxbridge. And we are there across the pond, and we are dealing with, did he even go to school? What's his name? What's his age? You understand the level of shame? It's only a matter of time before you start talking to your colleagues and they're asking you, Elvis, you live in the UK. An American will tell you straight. A Caucasian American will tell you, what's going on in your, effed up country? I had this, and that. But in the UK, they won't tell you straight. They will just tell you, I had something faintly. I wasn't too sure. I wasn't paying attention. What's going on in Nigeria? I saw something about Nigeria. They know, but they want you to say it yourself. And they are not confrontational. They don't want to be seen as rude. But they would ask you. It's a matter of time before they start asking us. Now, we'll now have to shalaye. Me, I'll just tell them, me to have not been paying attention. I know they don't listen to Nigeria Watch, so they can't say I had you yesterday. I'll say, me to have not paid attention. I don't know what's going on, because I'm not Tinubu's spokesperson. So people like Keyamo can go and speak for him. And Keyamo finally started tweeting about the case. I wasn't expecting FFK to tweet, because the subscription has ended. They've used him for the election. They've dumped him. So because he hasn't gotten anything, he hasn't tweeted. He's been tweeting about Israel and Palestinian war going on for the last 2 days. That's all he's been tweeting about. He's not going to speak because they've cut off, the subscription. So Keyamo is speaking. Now Keyamo's boys are going to TV station to speak. That one that went there this morning and made a fool of himself. Whatever, the SPV guy, made a fool of himself. And that's the unfortunate thing for people like Fela Durotoye. Who I don't know personally, but I've met him, a few occasions. Now, let me tell you guys one thing quickly. With Fela Durotoye, now you can see what Seun Kuti said that some people misunderstood. When he said, if you get close to Tinubu, you would love him. This is what he was talking about, that people have a price. Most people. You get close to Tinubu, they offer you something, you keep quiet. And you accept it. This is what Seun was saying. Seun wasn't saying that Tinubu is a good guy, you need to meet him and you will love him. He's just saying that, knowing Nigerians, all of you that will talk. But let's even clear something. Let me clear you guys of something. When people are saying they're disappointed in Fela Durotoye, it's like I said, it's someone I've met, a few times. But why are you disappointed? Since Fela ran in 2019, they had that third force in 2019 when Showore said he left. He knew that they were bought and he wasn't going to be part of third force and all of that. And Fela Durotoye came up as the winner of the third force primaries. Since he lost, what role has he played for you to take him serious, to think he actually cares about his ambition and about Nigeria? What has he done to convince you since 2019 to think Fela is the real deal, that you are disappointed that he's done this? That's number one. And number two, let me give you guys an assignment to let you know that this thing that Fela got is not actually for Fela per se. Go and find out what church Fela Durotoye goes to. Go and find out who his pastor is. Then you will know that this was given to Fela, not directly. Somebody spoke and said, I want this, but I can't take it myself. give it to this guy. He's one of my top guys. Let me give you a hint. Fela's pastor is a muscle man. He carry
Your
muscle.
time is up, sir.
Okay, no problem. I'll leave it at that.
Yeah, you come back on the second
No worries.
calling.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. All right. Let me call on okay, I think we lost somebody that I wanted to call on. David is gone. Okay. Sad. Okay, let me call on Engineer Francis. Engineer Francis, thank you very much, sir. Good evening to you. Please talk to us. You have 8 minutes.
Good evening, and good evening, listeners. Good evening, panelists, and good evening, guys in the comment section. First, let me appeal to you, Nigerian Supreme Court. This case before you, I'm quite sure you now know that it is beyond the shores of Nigeria. So let the Nigerian judiciary be wise. And how wise can you be? Let me give you an idea of what is coming. Chicago State University in 1977 got application from a lady from Southwest College. And when that lady was admitted, it was a 2-year program. Of course, you know that you cannot go from freshman to senior in 2 years. But she was admitted based on the fact that she carried some credits from Southwest College. In other words, associate degree from Southwest College brings it down to 2 years. So she goes in. That's one. Then another student, Bola Tinubu, goes in the same year, applies the same the same CSU, but somehow with documents from Lagos Government College, which means that second applicant did not come with associate degree. In that case, that would have been a 4-year program. But somehow, Chicago State University did their own abracadabra, and it became one person. And then it became a combination of transcript from Southwest College and from Government College in Lagos. The point or the question, I'm quite sure you guys are not dummies in the court there. What happened? Did this man at that stage pay somebody to do something? And all of a sudden, letter of admission says Mr. No longer Miss. Bola Tinubu from Southwest College is now Mr. And from that point on, Miss Bola Tinubu from Southwest College disappeared. But we have her social security number, and it is still Tinubu, Bola Tinubu, female. Now, let's go down. When this axe fell from Atiku, what he wanted to know was about the diploma. And there was something that happened before Atiku that you guys in the courts in Nigeria should pay attention, because that is where the feds are concentrating here now. Before Atiku, there was a subpoena from Enahoreva to CSU. And the CSU staffer, the legal guy, sent them a certified copy. Now, That certified copy of the diploma they sent has one signature that stands out, and that's Elnora Daniel. This thing was happening last year. Now, let me show you guys where you should be wise. Elnora Daniels served as the CSU president from 1998. Her tenure was 10 years to 2008. Her whole encounter or activity as the CSU president was 98 to 2008. In other words, she was not there in 79, which is 19 years before she came. That was when Bola supposedly graduated. So that's 19 years before she became the CSU president. Okay. Now, let's say that when Enahoro Eba subpoenaed the document, that the CSU policy is that it's the president at that time that will sign the diploma. Guess what? By 2002, Elnora Daniels is no longer, she was no longer the CSU president.
22.
Yeah. So what the point now is, she served her 10 years between 98 and 2008 and left. So anything that happened in 2009, 2010, 11, all the way to 22 should not have her signature because she was no longer there. Did Bola Tinubu, through that his guy or point guy, which was the point guy that sent in that certified document, I mean, that sent Nauru that certified document, did somebody pay somebody? That's the question you guys in the Nigerian court will ask yourselves. Because if you get this thing wrong, when the chips start falling, you will find yourself in a bad mess. Because that Elnora Daniels, that guy, is it ORR, that did all those shenanigans, that is no longer with them now? I heard J. Coyden saying that, yeah, that he's somebody they would like to know, see also. They are all in serious question. Now, the only thing I will also say along with this is I'm quite sure that Bola Tinubu went to Chicago. Instead of going to school to learn, he went to the wherever Al Capone, because Al Capone was from Chicago too. He went and studied Al Capone and graduated in Al Capone. And now he's trying to Capone the whole world. And I wish to use this opportunity to say something. You see, Elnora Daniels and that or of a guy, I am not sure that they are very safe now. Let me say this, if there's anybody in the feds listening, you guys might want to maybe give them some protection, because if they open their mouth, what will happen may not be very tasty. And as a matter of fact, they will be in danger from this Bola Tinubu of a guy. So
thank you, Mr. Chips. Can I interrupt you, Mr. Elvis? Okay. I just want to add, that even that certificate by Enauru Eba, the what you just said now, the article lawyer cornered him there, and he quickly said that they have certificates on file, which means that the one you give to Enauru He said they have it. It's already there. It's not that they went to. After all, Enauru cannot request for a replacement. The one they gave to Enauru is already there. They have it. So even the signature on that one does not even match because it was not done in 1979. So at what point was that Enauru certificate printed or requested?
All right.
So the one they gave to Enauru also was just a patch up too. So that's why CSU is in big trouble. Thanks.
Okay.
This
It's
might
already
spell
obvious that
the end of
CSU.
CSU. This might
All
spell
right,
the end
let's
of
move on.
CSU, believe me.
To be
Go ahead.
honest, CSU is obvious that CSU is part of this whole problem. You know. Thank you very much, my people. I appreciate you all. Madam Ame Bright, are you there?
Oh, yes, so Mr. Elvis, I'm here.
Thank you, man. Good evening to you. Please talk to us. You have 8 minutes.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Elvis. I will still continue to be appreciating your effort, for your consistency, for coming every day to stand and be resisting all this talk, all these
Thank you.
difficulties they are giving to us. I appreciate you for that power, for that strength you have. I thank you. My greetings to all my panelists, all people in the panel. I greet all of you now. I could listen right from the time I think Rita was the one who started talking. Sister Patricia was not around. I could say my sister Rita have said it all. He said it all. So talking about Tinubu saga, it will never be forgotten. It will never. It will ever remain in our memory and it will be in history. They should forget whatever they are doing. All his gang, those supporting him, they should just forget that. What do we expect from them? First of all, let me say, extend my condolence to the lady the late lady who I would like to say by with his 2 children. You know, I have to extend my condolence to them. And I pray that with the justice for them to arrest the people involved, it might little bit calm them down. Not one will not forget. They have lost 3 souls there, twins with a woman, 3 souls. It is very difficult to forget, but at least to calm them down. But I never believe on our people, on our lawyer, on our whatever judge they must have made, whether justice or not. With time, they will still free them because they've done that to Abakari. They freed him. That policeman that was involved with this young drug man outside, which Tinubu have been using. A lot of them that are involved in drugs, they have been Tinubu workers. And they're able to free Abakari. And all those Fulani men that have been buying a lot of people, they free them and even compensate them. So there's nothing they cannot do. There's no law in that country. I never blame them. What do we expect when Tinubu is traveling on around with private presidential jet? You could see what Tinubu can do. He's desperate to be a president of Nigeria when he never wanted to be a gate man of any small Nigerians. Tinubu, I'm referring to Tinubu now. It's not up to be a gate man of any one Nigeria at home, not talk of a president. You could see they are using the opportunity to be driving. Despite what is going on all around about their father's saga, there's no shame in them, plus their wife and children. They are now using the opportunity to be using our presidential jet when their father's saga is everywhere. Disgrace on them, shame on them. What I will say again, I will say Tinubu. We said that Tinubu is sick in Aso Rock. Anyway, he might be sick. I'm not doubting it. But don't let us be worried. He's still going to use our money for treatment. He can order for any European doctor that will be taking care of him to come and be taking care of him there without moving, using the money that he never swear for. No problem. He will do that. But he shouldn't forget God is living. God will judge him. For him to be employing more people, Tinubu want to get more wings in his cabinet, those that will help him. Because you know that most of them are hungry. They are anxious to have position. They will be happy if he employ them. And they know maybe if he survive, they are also there. They will never want him. They will support him now. Because their own nyash is there. Their own secret is there, which has not proved out. That they know when we are able to push out Tinubu, their nyash will also open. So they will be there to support Tinubu. They will never support us. So that is the reason why Tinubu is employing everybody here and there. And I wonder why CSU, why the Nigerians in America, USA there, why are they not coming out to talk about this, to attack this university or write any petition against them? They should do something because they are dragging Nigerian name already in mud. I see people now suffering in Europe. See what they are doing in Italy. They are now asking everybody that is coming in now, people that have struggled through water to come in, for them to be paying 5,000 euro before they could do something. That 5,000 euro, not that is going to free them, just for them to allow them to go to deportation camp, and before they come and appeal. And it is not sure that even if they appeal, they will be free. They will still send them home. Even they will even take that 5,000 to deport them back home if care is not taken. That is zero for you. There's nothing they cannot do. We are all suffering here. See what they are doing to nurses. They are now trying to be checking nurses' qualification here in Europe and other this. They will never trust us again. We are suffering this in Europe. How do we do this? I didn't when I came when Rita entered, and I didn't follow what you presented before. I just follow what you people are saying. I'm happy that one of our persons here, one of the panelists, somebody asked for links. Then I was able to struggle myself in. No, Mr. Elvis, I thank you. I don't really know. That is what I gathered with all what you people are saying, and that is also my own point. We should now.
Thank
We
you.
don't know what to do. All those people supporting them. Dele Momodu, are they not Yoruba? Dele Farotimi, is it not Yoruba? Abasajo, is it not Yoruba? There are many people. Why are they thinking that it is hatred or we don't like Tinubu? Why are they thinking that way? This our people. This our elders. This our pastors. What are they up to? Are they not saying things very open? What do we have to explain again about education that they do not understand? Starting from secondary school up to Chicago certificate. How do they want us to describe all this before they will understand us? Look at this man who's they called Jesu Itag. Why he was even when they were questioning him at Right TV. See what that lawyer he see what he was saying. Try to still defend this open, clear explanation of what is going on. How do they want us to explain it again? If they can turn 25% Abuja secretary to something as the tribunal, what can they not do? Eh? They want to see that you
All right.
see people are crying everywhere and they don't want to
Thank
do
you.
anything. Thank you, my brother. Let me now stop
Thank
here.
you.
Thank you. My greetings to
Thank you,
all of
madam.
my people that have commented.
Thank you.
I thank you all. I appreciate you. Thank you.
God bless you, ma. Thank you so much. Thank you for your submission. All right, my people, everybody have contributed on this segment. So we're going to have a final submission right now. Before that, please, I want you guys to press on the like button. We currently have 485. If we can take that one to 500 before we round up, that would be nice. Press on the like button, my people. Appreciate you all. On this final segment, we're only going to have for 4 minutes, please. For 4 minutes for a final submission. And everybody, please stay within your minutes if you can. God bless you all. Okay, I would like to call on the first person on the panel, which is give us a mandate. Give us a mandate, my brother. Thanks for your long patience. Anybody that I corner is not available, that's fine. I'll just move on to the next person. Thank you. Give us a mandate. Please talk to us. 4 minutes, sir. Final submission.
Well, thank you very much for the time today. Well, quickly speaking on Dele, is it Fela Durotoye, or what is it called? Well, nothing for Nigerians to be surprised about. This just shows to you that as much as the country is corrupt, so also the people in there are corrupt, because you cannot stand for integrity and then go and soil your hand with dishonest people. Light and darkness cannot run together. But you know what? The reason why they are doing this, they know he has an influence, so they are trying to get people that have influence to do their bidding. And I think Olisa Obakoba also is saying some things. But you know, I think Dele Farotimi actually put everything in perspective. Some men that you think would have died would have probably died
and then go to their grave in honor. It's just been revealed to us now that they are not people that you should honor. So that's what is playing out. Because, I don't even, for instance, follow or know who Fela Durotoye is before. Although I know him, but I don't follow him. I don't care about. I mean, people like that, I don't know. But it's just so sad that people can set their conscience for just some grain of corns, and then going to Sunday Igboho. All of this is political. You may say maybe Sunday Igboho is in Benin Republic, but whether Benin Republic or Nigeria, what stops you from releasing Mazi Nnamdi Kanu when the court in Nigeria, the Supreme Court, which is the apex court, has said Mazi Nnamdi Kanu did not offend the federal government, did not have any federal government have nothing on him. So what is your problem from releasing Nnamdi Kanu? Is the same thing that Nnamdi Kanu did, the same thing that I think Sonny may have even done worse than Nnamdi Kanu. So why are you not releasing him? Why? This just shows you the wickedness of men and the nonsense tribal card they are trying to play. But if you look at the men that I mentioned also, I think that script may have also been prepared for him to even read. All of a sudden now you can bring it. I mean, I don't know the names of someone like the professor of rice and beans, like Madam Rita name him here. But you know, these are just political card they are trying to play. If it is good to be released, to release Sunday Igboho, go ahead and release Nnamdi Kanu. But that being said, the main thing here, the main reason why we are here is the fact that Tinubu Amoda Shongolere did not win the election. He's a forger, he's a liar, he's a pager. Everything that you can think about, Tinubu has it. He lied on the oath, he forged certificate, he lied on his birthday on his birth certificate. Supreme Court, I don't know how you're going to decide the case, but Tinubu should be disqualified now and now. Should be disqualified. For the police officer that they said he's been sentenced to buy by hanging. Hopefully, justice is seen to the end, because like we know, the Clifford Orji.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. I'll just end it there. Have a good evening, everybody. We'll see you again tomorrow.
God bless you, my brother. Thanks for all you do. I appreciate you always. Thank you so much. All right, let me come to Frank, Mr. Frank Emmanuel, if you're there. Your final submission, 4 minutes, sir.
All right, Ms. Davis, thank you again for the opportunity, to submit and, just speak on what we've been talking all this while. I just want to draw attention to especially the obedience. It is assumed, or it is the way I'm saying is like all attention, everybody is being taken over by this certificate saga. Let's not still forget, let's not lose track that we have good case at Supreme Court to make sure that, I'm talking about the obedience, to make sure that we reclaim our mandate. Is right now it is assumed that everybody's mind is diverted and now focus on certificate only. We have good case with respect to the election. We have the evidences that have been thrown off by the petition tribunal, that they didn't even bother looking at it. They didn't even bother scrutinizing to see what we have brought to the house to see, to know that really this election was rigged, and also to know that the Labour Party won the election. So let's not lose focus. Let's also have that at the back of our mind, because this everywhere now just certificate. Let's remain focused on what we are pushing at Supreme Court. Otherwise, before you know it, this can affect our mind, can affect the obedience, and before you know it, our mandate is not being swindled. So please, let's keep that in mind. And to the CJN, let me say this: the very day you sworn in this aberration, this Agbado into office on the May 29th, he called his name Mr. Tinubu, Ahmed Tinubu. He didn't say Mr. Ahmed Adekunle Tinubu. There was no Adekunle in what he was sworn into an office. So anything he's trying to adjust at this point, well, it's up to you, the CJN, to see that it's written, it's clear that this guy is a forger. May wasn't too far from today. Just 3 months or 4 months back that you sworn in him, and now he's trying to now answer a different name. Please, that calls for questioning. If you sworn in John into power, let him remain John. Not from John to Jude or to James. No, that is not acceptable. That's deception. So let's also have that at the back of our mind. CJ, the person you sworn in is Bola Ahmed Tinubu, and he's sworn in on an oath. So if today is answering is answering Bola Ahmed Adekunle, then he's not meant to be there. Please, let's watch out on what these guys are doing. They will not succeed. All our eyes is on Supreme Court. We know by the grace of God, this man will get out of that office. Thank you, Mr. Elvis.
All right. Thank you very much, F. Emmanuel. God bless you, sir. I think that's a very strong point from you there, because I never look at it in that angle. Yes, CJN swore Bola Ahmed Tinubu in, right? Now, their Wikipedia, they have changed it from Ahmed now to Adekunle, right? Okay. Let me see what they have there right now, because people be talking
No, they've
about it.
just added Adekunle to it. They left Ahmed, but they've added Adekunle. So it's now Bola Ahmed Adekunle Tinubu.
Then that's not the president that was sworn in on the May 29th.
I know. No, I'm just saying what they have on Wikipedia now, the amendment they made.
No. Yes. No. Show is very right. He's not arguing. He's just saying that now, before it was just Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Now they've added that Chief Bola Ahmed Adekunle Tinubu. Now, according to F. Emmanuel, that your submission is strong. Because we never see it from that angle. CJN, how will the Chief Justice of Nigeria explain this? I don't know. If these guys want to do the right thing to save Nigeria, they don't want to add nepotism or favoritism to this. There's every loophole to do the right thing. But the way it's going, my people, will they do the right thing is another question. Because in a country that works by now, Tinubu not supposed to be in power anymore by now in a country that works.
Okay, yes, Elvis, you can see that they've got no regard for the rule of law. They really are meaning to grab it, steal it, and run away with it. That is the mantra, and it is going to go through even in the Supreme Court. That is their intention, because you can see they are already litigating it. They are already trying to tell us to go and look for the third party vendor. And that is what they will do. They don't care how they come across or how they look. These people are not normal. They are not
Madam Busy, just continue. Give us your final submission. Just since we have the opportunity now.
Okay, Mr. Elvis, Madam Busy, just a second, please. Before let me just take you. See, I was just thinking, if you look at this thing critically, if you go to all the corporate offices now in Nigeria, you find out that the picture of Ahmed Bola Tinubu is in all the offices, which is a normal thing, right? And you and I know very well that in Nigeria, if you want to change your name, you have to first of all go to court and sign an affidavit of change of name, and that will be
And all the pictures,
you go to newspaper publication, you know, to
all the
allow
picture
the
you are even
public
talking about, all the picture in their various offices now have Bola Ahmed Tinubu. They don't have Adekule in their pictures.
Exactly. So what are we going to do about that? How do we just suppose that?
Anyway,
Thank you.
let's move on. We are working with time now. Madam Busybreak, go ahead, please. 4 minutes,
Yeah.
final submission, please.
You
Look
know,
at your time, please. Let me put on the
okay.
screen.
You know, there is no shame. These people are shameless. There's no show of shame. Look at how brazenly and blatantly they are going around with the cheating, shifting the goalpost. They stole, they've caught them, but they are still trying to clean their mouth in our presence, telling us they did not carry the meat. Meanwhile, there is meat still in their mouth. So they don't care. They are just demonic. As long as they get away with it, that is the end of it. But this is the time and the era that is different from any time and any era, where they will not get away with it. We are going to hold them by their legs, move our hands to their brocos, and then down up to their neck, where we will hold them there and hold them tight. They are not taking our mandate. We are going to get it back. This is the season and an era where the will of the people will not kowtow to a few demonic cabals. We refuse it in every sense of the word. My spirit and everything about me rejects it strongly, not just small. I strongly reject it. The way I am vibrating with my rejection, I reject it, and that is how we should carry it on, and everybody should feel it that way and be propelled to act in either your speech, talk, do something, kick against the current narrative that they are trying to perpetrate. They don't have the numbers. We have the numbers. Number one, they have to pay people to go and propagate. We don't need to be paid to propagate. On our own, we are spreading the gospel that they stole the mandate, that Obi is the rightful owner of that presidency. You know, can you imagine? In the midst of all the brouhaha, they are going to insert an Adekunle in a public profile that has been there for a long time. They don't even care that the footprints, the online footprints, it leaves a date and a time of when the update took place. Can you imagine? Can you see how they don't care? These people are not normal. They are not normal. So they do not need to be dealt with as normal people. We cannot reason with people that are not normal. Tell me you are going to go and reason with a mad person. How will they understand you? You have to deal with them with the kind of language that they know. Flog the bastards out of that power. Flog them out of the seats that they are sitting. They do not deserve it. They don't own it. We say no. We say no. We might not have the power, the physical, the ammunition. We have the might. We have the power on our side, but it is the courage that we lack. We need to go out with courage. We need to have courage. We need to believe in the fact that enough is enough. Their time is up. They cannot continue. Their time is really up. Their time, I repeat, it is up. It is now or never. There is no backing down. This is not the time to say, okay, let us just wait and see let us act. I am calling right now as a strategy. Let us bombard all those on Western, those with big platforms in the Western media, the politicians. Let us bombard them and put the searchlight on this thief and let them know that it is something sacrilegious is happening happening in Nigeria. We need to call them out. We need to let them know what is happening in their own backyard. Involve them in the mess and let them know that they are the ones that are perpetrating the evil back in our own country. They should voice it out. They should call out. They should call out. People like Christina Mampo, people like Tucker Carlson, people like even their politicians, even the Donald Trump. Donald, if we tag Donald, as much as you hate him, amplify it, he will look at it and make a that is one line. His one line will make the Biden act because he will not want somebody like Donald Trump to be over him. Anyway, I rest my case.
Thank you, Madam Busy Breeze. Thanks for the fire always. All right. Let me quickly move on to Mr. Jonathan Kisley. Thank you, sir. Please, your final submission, 4 minutes, sir.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Mr. Alvis. You see, quickly, I'll just quickly dwell on the Supreme Court in Nigeria. See, by now they should know, because I believe they do, because they are learned. They call them learned. And if they are learned, then they should know that this is not just only in Nigeria now. This is not just a Nigerian case. This is all over the world. The decision that they make at the end of the day, if they make the wrong decision, is going to backfire on them, because this is going nowhere. There will still be the truth will come, the real truth. The real truth will come out. And that real truth will be contrary to whatever decision they have, they will come up with. If they do make the wrong decision, they come up with the wrong judgment. So now they should step and they should act carefully on this matter. Because all evidences point to the fact that in a normal climate, this man should not be the president of Nigeria now. Even the discrepancies alone that are on the document that we have now, publicly available now, is enough for you to make the right decision. Because if they want to go by law, that it is not fully proved beyond reasonable doubt, the evidence, the discrepancies alone, they should know that at the end of the day, if they make the wrong decision, this thing will come back to bite them. The certificate and the Supreme Court, see, we must focus on the certificate. I know, my brother, made a very good point with respect to the name change and the name that Tinubu was sworn in. The other side of it that I just want to slightly, take a different position is that the certificate matter is intricately connected to the court case. It's connected. You can't separate the two. Emphasis must be placed on this certificate matter side by side with the court case. It is very, very important. We cannot take our eyes off it. This certificate matter. The certificate matter, the court issue. As a matter of fact, if not for the fact that there is a court case, if everything is just normal, Tinubu is the president, no petition, no case in court, and then this certificate issue comes out, you don't need a court in the first place to bring finality to this kind of a matter. You don't need it. It is the institution, they come out and the evidences point out to the fact that this man is a forger. That certificate did not emanate from that school. So you should not even be talking about Supreme Court bringing finality to certificate issue. It shouldn't be so. So it's just the fact that the timing of it and the type of man that we're dealing with. And I will just take this last minute or so that I have to emphasize the point also made by the last speakers, because it is important. I think it is important, and I will kind of let it override what I wanted to say. The issue of the game. These people are not
Thank you.
normal people. They are not playing the game. It's not a normal game. And you don't play the game with them. If you play it in a normal way with them, you cannot win. And that is the reason why our focus must not shift at all. We must focus on this. I don't know how to emphasize it. We must focus on
Thank you.
this. But that's the only thing that we have. Thank you very much, Mr. Elvis. Thanks to everyone. I really appreciate the time. Have a pleasant evening.
Thank you, Mr. Jonathan. God bless you, sir. Thank you. All right, show. Please talk to us at 4 minutes. Thank you.
All right. Thank you once again. So, what I was saying before my time was up the last time was that Fela Durotoye is, he's one of Paula Farason's guys in their church. So, when Paula Farasson was preaching that Saul will come before David and all of that, maybe this is Paula Farason's compensation or his reward. And of course, he won't take it himself. He will have to pass it on to one of his main guys. So they would all benefit one way or the other. Fela Durotoye he's somebody I know, but he's not somebody I was expecting anything from. So people need to manage the expectations of all these motivational speakers. Also, to move on quickly, Elvis, I don't know if you want to check the news. I'm seeing reports that Gowon is not dead. so we're not sure which is which. So maybe you want to put that out there to say, unconfirmed report or whatever. But I'm seeing reports that Gowon is still alive.
I'll reconfirm.
Yeah, all right. Yep. So just to touch up on the Tinubu son flying the Nigerian Air Force One, I don't know what it's called. It's just one of those things that we feared would happen. It's one of the reasons why someone like myself wanted Peter Obi, because it would cut down on things like that. He's a man that has conquered greed. He's a man that has satisfied his appetite. The Tinubus are not broke, like Remi Tinubu said. She was right when she said it. They're not broke, but the greedy man is never satisfied. The thief will never think of what is stolen. It's always about the one that hasn't stolen. So it's not like Tinubu's children didn't have access to private jet or anything, couldn't travel on their own, but they just want more. So traveling on a national carrier like that, a presidential jet to watch polo, like someone said, of what benefit is it to the country? But already we're dealing with mad people. On Twitter, there were people defending it and saying that Abacha's son actually, when he went to buy Suya in Kano, he died on one of, our presidential jets. They are saying that Buhari's children flew the national, our presidential jet. So they always compare our situation to the worst possible scenario. The worst examples. That's what they would always compare it to. They will never compare it to a country where the president's children don't use the country's plane for pleasure. They would find the worst. So they're already comparing it. There are people defending them on this already. So that's why I join my voice with those who are saying that the people we're dealing with, they're honestly, they are the worst of the worst. So we have to remain vocal. I know people often get tired. Some people say you just talk. Yes, some of us will talk. Some people will take action. But let's not stop talking, because these people will be out there with their propaganda. So we need to be online as well, speaking out loud, reminding people, sensitizing people, letting people know what's going on, because not everybody have the time to go through Twitter, to go through YouTube to see what's going on. So some of us will keep speaking and letting people know what is actually going on in the country. Another thing I'm going to touch on quickly, just 1 second before I finish. Yes, some of the influencers, there's a particular one who lives in the UK. I won't give him the unnecessary publicity, but he lives in the UK, parades himself as an academia. This particular guy was on Kemi Adeosun's case when our NYC certificate came up at the time, the former minister of finance. He was saying that it's a collective insult on Nigeria and Nigerians that Kemi Adeosun, Minister for Finance, hasn't said a word on the allegation of NYC certificate forgery after 1 month. Where's the integrity? Where's the accountability? Where's the regard for respect and respect for citizens? Now, this same guy has not called Tinubu to speak out. You are holding the Minister for Finance to a higher standard. This same guy was on Twitter for like a week, going after Mesoma when she forged what she forged, and she was rightly condemned. But this guy, they get on top this young girl matter. But the president has done similar, at least accused of similar. He hasn't spoken, but you are quiet. When you're holding an 18-year-old to a higher standard than the president, we are dealing with lunatics. Thank you and good night.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. Yes, this evening now, all mainstream media have just posted it everywhere. Look, I said the thing are fed and not be small everywhere. Let's take this one together quickly, my people. That Gowon is still alive, is not dead. And although I aid I can't talk him, so I'm surprised that all the media platform, including channels, all of them just posted it this evening, like 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 20 minutes ago. All right, that is what we have right now. Breaking news. I'm still around. Yakubu Gowon dispersed death rumor. Okay, former head of state General Yakubu Gowon has denied rumors making the round that he died on Monday. Daily Post report that the death rumor is currently trending on all social media platforms, but his personal media aide, Adeyeye E. Ajayi, said in a text statement on Monday night, which is this night, so that the former military leader is not dead. Okay, according to Adeyeye Gowon, I'm still around and well. I'm not in a hurry. Okay, so may he so rest. May you still live long, with good health. Thank you very much, my people. But meanwhile, let me go to Engineer Francis. Please, 4 minutes. Talk to us. Final submission.
Thank you. Well, thank God that Gowan is still here to see the rest of this. You see, when Tinubu's son travels officially on the presidential jet, and he is not going on official duty for the presidency, that is ground for impeachment if he were to be seated there as the president. So I hope you guys know that taking the country's whatever and using it as your own personal whatever is grounds for impeachment. Even Donald Trump, that everybody said was the king of nepotism, he dared not let Ivanka or Junior travel on Air Force One. So I don't know what Nigeria is even doing by trying to equate it to whatever presidents in the past. This is the current. Peter Obi has opened our eyes. We know what accountability is now. And we know that those people up there are not supposed to be using our things without our express permission. So if Peter Obi hasn't done anything, he has opened our eyes. And you guys, Bola, Tinubu, and your children, you guys better know that it's not going to be that easy. Then let me get back to the court. Nigerian courts, you guys have a very good opportunity actually to be very wise and show judicial wisdom. And you guys also have a very good opportunity to shoot yourself in the foot. If you want to just be going gung-ho with this man, that everything he touches messes up. He touched Chicago State University. Now Chicago State University is in a deep crisis management and damage control mode from Tinubu. He cannot go anywhere and do things the straight way. He must have to look for under the table kind of shady deals. Even things he could easily get. Yes, he says he attended a CSU. At least, I'm quite sure that a document showing that he attended CSU, whether he graduated or not, that document is enough to satisfy that school cert or equivalent in the Constitution. And that's an easy thing for him to have done. Trying to go up there, and now he's messed up. And in the middle of the whole thing, he is still going to add Dekunle as one of his names. Is this man born an identity thief? He cannot do anything straight. He impersonates, he steals identities, he does forgery. Oh boy. It's a shame. It's a shame. It's really a shame. I'm sorry. Thank you, guys.
Engineer Francis, yes, it's a big shame. I just saw what my person wrote there, Atlantic. He said, with all the educated people we have in the US, how sad. And it's very sad. We have lots of, educated Nigerians in the US. I don't really know what many of you are doing. I'm sorry if you live in the US, you are part of it. Because it looks like you guys are not doing.
Mr. Elvis, please,
Yes,
can I just say just one word, please?
Go ahead, sir.
Just one.
Go ahead.
You see, Nigerians, they said it, an average Nigeria have a price. And when you see an educated Nigerian that wants to lie, the first thing they will do, if you give them the opportunity or a platform, they will start outlining their educational background. I've been to this school, I've been to that school, I've been to Harvard, I've been to this. As if the people that are listening to him or her, they are dumb and they don't even go to school at all. It's only laying the foundation to start lying. So that when he start lying, instead of you looking at the lies, you'll be looking at those educational stuff that he has paraded. Because I don't see any reason why somebody, a law Harvard graduate, for crying out loud, that Mr. Afolabi, Oluwole Afolabi, who said is a law professor in New York, in the state of New York, for crying out loud, coming out and defending this. And when you bring them to any platform, the first thing they will do, they will start outlining whatever educational background that they have, as if that is a prerequisite for you to be righteous or what. And they will turn around and start lying. That's what you do. Whenever you see them on any platform, you see them parading that, this man has come to lie. You don't need to tell us. We will know you. By the time you are talking, we will know what you carry. We will know you. It is not by what you say. It is what comes out of you. We will know. That's what they do. So it's just unfortunate. And these are the people all over the place in Nigeria now, parading themselves, educated people. This is just baffling to me. I never believed that Nigeria would get to a stage like this. Thanks.
Yeah, nobody believe it. Although I know this will always happen because the same people have been in power since God knows when. So they're only been recycling themselves and doing whatever they like. This is the first time that, they are finding it difficult to just get through easily. So let's just continue to speak. Let me call on Madam Bright. Please talk to us, man. Your final submission, 4 minutes.
Thank you again, Mr. Everest. I really appreciate again. To support most of our brothers that have just spoken, somebody like our brother give us our mandate. I'm also asking the same question he's asking. So for them, friends to Sunday Igboho, okay, I'm not against this, it's good. I'm still asking that question. What has Igbo people done to them? What is delaying Umnadi Kanu? It's the same question I'm asking. Because all allegations they put to him, as many as they are, he went through, he's free, and they're still delaying him. What has Igbo people done to them? What do they want from the Igbo people? And again, my other brother who said that we should focus our mind on what we are here for. Really, it is a real point. Otherwise, they will divert our attention away from what we are really there for. While we are fighting for one, they are still working on the ground to bring another one. Before we fight, they get everything. We are here for Peter Obi, and an Igbo man must rule by all means. With this only Igbo man that we've seen that is very clean, Obi, we are all for him. No re-election. We are no re-election again. We are going to, Obi is the president, he has won. We should stay there and fight for him. But this our CGN, we always call him Chairman Rowolo, Mr. Rowolo. I mentioned his name. And this Shakubu, which Tinubu have ordered to go on, that nothing will happen to them. If they put him in, he can handle the rest. That is why he's carrying a lot of millions of lawyers. They are all joining heads together to plan one thing after the other, so that they will continue, Tinubu will continue staying there as a president. See them now going to change Tinubu name to be Adekule again. Then they now come with another means again to escape. It's another point about brother. We should pay attention. We should also pay attention with all tricks they are coming up with. We should pay attention. Another thing we should not forget at all, which is still on ground. Tinubu helped Buhari to enter position, and Buhari is also helping him now. And Tinubu is also helping them to Islamize us. We should not forget about them trying to Islamize Nigerians. That's why we should not forget. Whatever we are fighting, we should put most of these things into our head and don't forget about it. That is my own. Thank you, Mr. Elvis. I've finished. Thank you. Do I still have to continue?
All right.
Anyway, I'm happy that Gowon is still alive. I thank God. Happy about that.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Yes, it's a good thing. We give thanks to God for that. May God give him more long life and good health. All right, my people, we've come to the end of this broadcast. I appreciate every one of you that joined us today. May God bless every one of you right there. Thank you so much for your time. I would like to appreciate those of you that are still here with me on the panel. Give us a mandate, my brother. I appreciate you. Thank you very much, F. Emmanuel. I appreciate you, sir. Mr. Jonathan Kingsley, Madam Busy Braze, Engineer Francis. I appreciate every one of you, Madam Ahmed Bright. You guys are doing excellently well. I appreciate you all. Thanks for the support. For those of you that supported me today, JTD, Dr. Elizabeth Gomez, thank you so much. I appreciate you all. Peggy Modi, thank you. Seven Girl Mede, Patricia Osarity and Nofe, thank you. Now God bless you, now my people. Press on the like button before you leave. Those of you on the comment section, and some of you try calling in late this time, but it's too late, so we can talk, pick your calls tomorrow. But although I pick one or two calls earlier on, thank you very much. You know, it's not easy here to please everybody, but always know that if you not work today, go work tomorrow. Let's continue to manage ourselves. Appreciate you all. Mother of all, Mommy Diaspora, thank you very much, Mommy, for all you do for us. We appreciate you always, always, always. Thank you very much, Michael and Emaro Shosho is right there with us. Thanks for coming to the panel today. Your submission was wonderful as well. Obi Amayui, thanks very much. I can see you right there. Thank you, Michael and Emaro, once again. And I can see Atlantic. Thank you. Ishola, thank you very much. God bless you all, my people. Eunice, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Tammy, I can see you as well. Glory, I can see you. And God bless all of you. Like I said, we've come to the end of this broadcast. Endeavor to join us again tomorrow by 6 p.m. Except there's a breaking news, from Aso Rock. Then we'll be out anytime. If not, we're going to come out in normal scheduled time, 6 p.m. We're going to be here. By the special grace of Almighty God. My people, we're going to have a good night. And bye for now. And God bless you.
I know they do competition with anybody. If I offend you, forgive me. Show me love. Go to Biza. Kama bara wa lo ninu ife kan akanbi. I know they do competition with anybody. If I offend you, forgive me. Show me love. I go show you love. Kama bara wa lo ninu ife kan. But I know they do competition with anybody. Forgive me, show me love, I go show you love. offend you, forgive me. Oh. Tó bá ti sanwó fún Ṣẹ́gun Nàbí o, ẹ fẹ́ jókù. Alákọ̀bí, Ṣẹ́gun Nàbí. Alákọ̀bí, Sábà Mẹ́la. Anybody? Anybody? Any bobo 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 bobo? Anybody? Mo ló ń fọlú, ó gbà mí bó ṣe rí mi láti kíníṣí. Délé mo ló ń fọlú, ẹ jẹ́ ń sọ̀rọ̀. Délé o, délé o.